What's up? How are we? Alright, it was hard for me to turn that down. I think that's actually still pretty loud for you guys. What's up? How we doing? How's it going? Okay. Ooh, uh-oh. Aristocrates à la sonnerie. I don't know. I did learn how to say the title that I put. Briarwoods, de Rolos. I got nothing. I'm just having fun. Maybe pulling in a French audience. I'm sure that they won't feel stereotyped by the cigarette in the thumbnail. Oh, we're setting the revolutionary mood. Yes, sir. Yes, we are. No doubt. Just there's Percy in the background. Look, I just took like the 4th image result for Scanlan short halt on Google. Remind me of the song title and band, please. It is Loretta by Ginger Root. It's great. It's a good one. What up, Griffin GTR? How you doing? Welcome. Howdy, Wired. Howdy, ARO. It is good. Bom dia. All right. Greetings at chat. And AKL's right. We are setting the revolutionary mood. Because my takeaway is not that expansive, honestly. Given a lot of my previous, things and takeaways, this one is pretty simple. Of most of the shit I complained about in episode 31, pretty much got resolved in episode 32. I think that one of the especially weird things in 31 was kind of this like we're fighting but we're not fighting, and that still existed in 32. The whole we're like not an initiative but we're like still fighting things, we're still in combat. And I don't think that Matt did absolutely 100% perfect. I think maybe there could have been a little bit more communication about what was going on, but on the whole, if you're going to do a out of initiative combat where you have these really dramatic set pieces, like the flaming sphere going through everything, fucking turn undead just shattering bones for as far as the eye can see, I did pretty fucking good. I don't have that many complaints. The way that he worked in the guest player, I mean, kind of like we talked about at the end, it wasn't oh my god, it seems like it was intended from the very beginning, but also it doesn't need to be. It was probably fine how it was. And the dog, I predicted it. I knew it. I knew that she would immediately want to go out. And Paige was like, I don't know. She might not. I knew it. Oh no, I lost my other monitor. Well, now we're in. I was really trucking there. I was really cooking, and now we're a little bit out. I know. I hear you, Bird. I hear you. You're okay. You're such a good girl. Oh, I think Paige is coming. And we're back on 137.7 FM, major mischievous music every minute, covering the major Megaphone Man moments for your enjoyment. Yeah, the first half of this episode is basically the same thing for the entire time. Yeah, but it was done solidly, which is totally fine. It's all good. First half was just combat. Yeah, basically. Well, it was some combat that was out of initiative, so out of the traditional combat format. And then the kind of second half of the first half, the second quarter, was actually like two separate combats, but actually in initiative, taking down some giants. I think I think it kind of resembled what I think Matt actually wanted out of the end of 31. I think is what we kind of got in 32. It was a lot, but it was a lot like tighter. It was much better paced. Just everything about it was kind of the better version of, I think, what the end of 31 was meant to be. Took me a second to realize you meant Ashley. What, the cleric NPC that just so happened to be played by a real person? I don't know what you mean. Just got out of work on time. I'm sitting on the bus stop in below freezing. Shit, dude. Oh, man. Well, good luck. Stay warm. Hopefully you got some hand warmers and a nice fluffy coat. And hopefully it is a quick ride home. Is the next one or the one after that going to be EP 3.33.3333 repeating? I don't think so. No third EPs yet. I'm not at full Viewmaster Reacts levels or whatever. No third episodes. What up, Beckliz? How you doing? I love this episode so much, and thus people stopped at underestimating bards, for now they know the power of the one-man band army. Hell yeah. I wasn't around for the last stream. I'm excited to see you notice Vox Machina was acting weird in regards to acting like mercenaries or acting like heroes. I mean, they definitely were. And I think that is one of the things that we've gotten a lot of over this arc is, like, what are they? What is, like, the center course of their morality? Are they the type of people that fucking cut tongues out? Or are they the fucking heroes that inspire young kids to go and be heroes? Like, I think that Matt has been really kind of putting that question to them, and they've been putting that question to each other. And I think that I don't think we're going to get, like, a neat little wrap-up answer by the end of this, but I think we're going to get something. That should be flavor text in one of the thumbnails. Maybe. I mean, honestly, she really isn't there that often, so it makes sense to think of her as a guest player. I mean, at least so far. We're like 30 episodes in, and she's still basically a new player since she doesn't have time to play very often. Yeah. Yes, no, keep going, Undead King. Encourage me. Tongue cutters or heroes. Yes, those are the two options, really, when you kind of think about it. Who says heroes can't cut tongues out? Look, I'm just saying, if you're like, the goody two shoes, maybe not goody two shoes, but if you're trying to be the heroes, the good side of things, yeah, fuck it. Maybe you can cut the occasional tongue, but you probably want to, keep a budget. keep maybe like one tongue per adventure, maybe a quota of some kind. Be like, Grog, you already hit your budget this month. No more tongues for you. Diamond really fucked them over when Ashley's getting a job in New York. Yeah, true. It really did. And I mean, that's what happens. I know that, like, Critical Role is I think most of their main things now, so I'm sure that that's all hashed out now, but I've heard that Ashley and, like, her, like, being there or not being there is, like, a consistent thing, I think through campaign 2 even. So we'll see. All right. And then in terms of, so that is basically the takeaway. Basically the takeaway was that I liked it. I think it was a really good example of how to do that sort of thing of, like, taking something out of initiative and, putting it kind of into the narrative land. And now we're going to get in. There's a bit of housekeeping. I still haven't updated the bingo, but that is one of the two things I'm going to do this weekend, is update the bingo, and I'm going to look at an alternative to stream elements. Because stream elements, it's been, I don't know, it's been kind of fucking wonky. Like, Nightbot's been great for chatbot, and stream elements, it's been okay. It has fucking great chat. That's the reason I've kept using it, is because the chat on stream elements is, like, solid. But I'm going to be looking at some other options to do like text-to-speech and dono notifications and all that. Going to try to get away from Stream Elements. So that will hopefully be there on Monday for the next half episode. And this weekend will probably be some sort of members-only stream. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet. Might be just like hanging out, doing some Minecraft. Might be talking about some future projects. Might be, I don't know. Might just be kind of a chill out and vibe stream. But yeah, and I think in general, I'm going to, at least for now, do the members only live streams, and then I'll make the VOD public. So, if you're a member, you'll be able to attend the actual live. But then if you're whoever, you can see the VOD afterward. She stopped being absent after, I believe, session 60 for campaign 2. I see. They didn't know if they would film in New York or LA until pretty late. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize that they were even considering New York. My character last session threatened to cut an evil wizard's tongue out and then proceeded to save some children and give them a heroic speech to help them out of it. I mean, okay, look. Cutting out an evil wizard's tongue is not the worst thing in the world to, prevent verbal components. Like, it actually has some utility rather than just being a scare tactic. Vox, should we keep the unskilled villagers fight off? Should we help the unskilled villagers fight off an undead horde while at medium resources, or should we abandon them to take a nap? I think that is the crazy part, because, I will acknowledge it was a legitimate moral dilemma, but to me, there was kind of no choice. They are a mostly martial party, or at least martially oriented party. And they could just fucking get out there. Like, come on. Yeah, she started being there very consistently, very late in C2. Naps are important. Self-care matters for revolutionaries. Not enough naps. Oh, that's so funny. I met with Ashley with Blind Spot. Oh, Blind Spot was considering LA. I see. What's up, Deadly Spark? We haven't even started yet, so you're all good. But yeah, so I think that is the end of housekeeping tonight. Also, something's wrong with the Minecraft server. The whitelisting wasn't working, and I need to roll back. So gonna be Minecraft server's down right now. Gonna be putting that back up later tonight once I figure out the issue. And version 0.7 of the Discord bot coming before next stream, before Monday. So it mostly has things for back-end stuff, but it will now give you level up messages when you do level up your characters, and I think there's one more thing. I'll release patch notes whenever I release that 0.7 update. I'll tell you when I'm gonna do it, and I'll release patch notes and all that. I think that's it. We will switch over to this, and yeah, like I said, Critical Role Bingo will be getting updated this weekend. So I think we're good. Cool. Would you be willing to trade all the naps from this day to that for one chance, just one chance to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives? I got that. I got that's a rare one that I got from Mel Gibson, the Braveheart boy. Braveheart boy. Is that his name? Is that his character's name? Mr. John Braveheart? I think that might be. Let's see. Oh, wait. What are we watching? I need to pull up the time codes. What am I doing? What is going on? Timestamp for after the break in 2:30. Tomorrow. Oh, it's tomorrow's musical guest on the coffee hour. God, it's so weird that I'm still not used to the fact that this is on a larger channel that like does a bunch of other things. Like I know that it is intellectually, but I never get used to the fact that they have like 7 other shows going on. My assumption in my brain is always that it's Critical Role and like maybe another like talk show about Critical Role. Like that's all I ever think of when I think of Geek and Sundry. I never think of like having like, a fucking musical guest. What for? Uh please, it's Billy Braveheart. Braveheart Boy sounds like a very different movie. Braveheart Boy does kind of sound like a Marvel, one of those really old Marvel comics that's very clearly ripping off something, like when they had just like straight up Dracula in in Marvel, and it's like, oh, okay, so we're just, or like really early D&D when they were just like, yeah, like just like fucking like Yggdrasil's just here, like Thor and like Odin, they just like are gods in D&D, and it's like that's like a whole different thing. What are we talking about? That's what Braveheart Boy reminds me of. I wasn't even around for the Geek and Sundry days, and I still miss. I've gone back and watched a bunch. Great variety, mostly excellent vibes, local talent. Oh, that's cool. Rip other Geek and Sundry content. Yeah, I mean, I'm not. I make no comment on the quality. It doesn't register in my brain. And the CR talk show didn't even start for another 40 or so eps. Yeah. My Kingdom for a Wednesday Club reboot, Talison's comic book show. Oh, that would be cool. Where's the beret megaphone? It's here. I need to think. I'm not a hat man anymore. I'm not really a hat guy anymore. Especially if I've showered that day, which I have today. This random aside. So I'm gonna have to come up with a reason to put on the beret, because it's, it exists, it's there, but it's on my shelf, but I don't know. Maybe I need to set up like a guy in the background. And I'll set up like a man that's always looking over my shoulder, and I will slowly dress him with pieces of clothing, like items of clothing, just slowly dress this mannequin for different like goals. So he starts with the beret, is entirely nude, full dong on display, but they can't take me down because it's a mannequin dong. So just full cock and ball right there. and YouTube won't do a damn thing. And then we'll have different light goals for finally getting him to cover up, Trash flop uninstall. Gracula was completely original character. Yeah, I'm sure. Gather Your Party, or what was it called, was nice. Or what it was called was nice, yeah. Still watch a bunch of the comic stuff. Give the beret a mustache. He could have a mustache. Like right here. Yeah, I'll need to buy like a felt one. Bingo? You could not have already hit bingo, Mustang. I am not. If you've already hit bingo, I told you guys this last time. If you hit bingo before I hit play on Critical Role, you're not playing bingo. You need to make it fucking harder on yourselves. Come on. I mean for the beret. Oh my Mustang, you're fucking baiting me. What's the word? This is bad sportsmanship. You're throwing or swinging the game. Anyways, back to the show.
So, picking up where we left off, eventually the longest travel.
I did use French in the title. That's true. I did draw a very direct corollary to the parade.
Link will be the one that went all the way to the zenith, the Temple of Pelor. Eventually, the rain still heavily coming down. You guys keeping warm and out of the way to the far western wall, kind of keeping behind a bush.
Keeping behind a bush. The bush is actually an awakened shrub. You fools! You thought that you were safe. Nowhere is safe.
Vives, the gnomes.
It's an awakened shrub named Tim. You thought that when they said that, the fucking dead don't die, they rise to serve again, they thought that it was just gonna be fucking skeletons? Nah. I made Tim into a shrub. That's the kind of power I got, Vox Machina. In this case, me being Jonathan Briarwood. What's his name? Silas Briarwood? Siler? I don't remember Briarwood's name, but anyways, I've lost the plot. CR audio low. Okay, I got you. La 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 la.
And Goliath Barbarian
It's
waiting
Jonathan.
for you as you approach.
Taking your feed right now.
So, the rest of you guys gather. What are you doing? What's your plan?
What's your plan?
We stay in the tree lines.
We need to hide.
How is everyone? Did you defeat your giant?
Totally did.
Oh, dude, I was literally like, Sam sounds drunk. Why does it sound so weird? It's because we're on normal speed. I was like, Sam sounds drunk or high. One of the two. No, I just need to turn up the volume. I thought it was David Goliath Briarwood. Possible. Sounds reasonable.
You know who defeated ours? Pike, because she's
Of
the
course she
fucking
did,
bomb.
Pike.
Pike, we've missed you so much.
Thank you. Come here and give me a hug. I give her a hug. What happens?
Okay. You go and hug her, and it's one of those things where you actually kind of because her form, it feels like you're grabbing almost like a.
Oh wait, the original reason I paused. Okay, I was just starting off the pause with the joke about the shrub. I was going to highlight again. Like good on, I guess not good on Matt, but I like this intro placement that Matt's doing. Even so, obviously, I was talking about it before in terms of like starting a session, but even if you have a mid-session break, I think that Matt broke at it really well. Like the place to have like big IRL breaks, whether it's between sessions or just bathroom breaks, if everyone's taking them, is right before, like right when they have ended something and like, they're planning and you can like immediately present them with something. Not during like the middle of execution. So I like that placement from Matt. Warm, energetic gelatin is kind of life goals, speaking as someone who tends to be cold, sluggish, and stiff. That's fair. Warm, energetic gelatin. I don't like gelatin very much. I don't know why. I'm not into like Jell-O or pudding or really most things that contain gelatin, to my understanding. But it is warm and energetic is very nice. I would like that as well.
A warm, energetic gelatin in a way, like her form isn't purely physical.
It's just how I remember you. Warm gelatin.
And there's kind of this kind of hot wind that kind of just wraps around her, and her hair is kind of drifting a little bit. There's something. Her physical form is very strange here.
What? How did you get here, Pike? How did you know?
Well, as you guys know, I've been working at the temple, and it's been very hard work. And I think about you all constantly, and every day I felt a heaviness, and I've had these visions of terrible things, and I felt a disturbance in the force. But today it became too much, and I
Yeah, you'd received a letter from Allura, from Iman, if you recall what that was
I
about.
received a letter. I received a letter from Allura, and I felt that you guys are you guys making a decision or something here in Whitestone?
Dude.
Well, many decisions.
Why does Ashley sound like a fortune teller at the state fair? She's she just trying to guess her way to the right answer, like with like yes or no, and like a lot of like affirmation of like, you guys. So I'm feeling something. I'm feeling something heavy. Are you trying to like make a big decision or? Oh my god. Gummies? You don't like gummy candy? I don't really fuck with candy. I don't really have much of a sweet tooth. I have a big savory tooth. And that is not... Me not having a sweet tooth is not to say that, like, I eat good. I love barbecue chips and just salty chips in general. But yeah, I don't have much of a sweet tooth, no. Fruit in Jell-O is our fruit and or vegetable serving. Oh, yeah. Yeah, 1,000%. Can't believe Connor has 2 heads. SMH my head. He's smaching his head everywhere, dude. We thought Connor was Hoopy Frood, but it turns out he's just Ziz Guy. I don't even know what I just read. I don't know what any of that means, and I'm moving on. You have more than one big tooth? Is someone having a conversation without me? Are you guys talking to someone else? I don't understand anything that's happening. I'm moving on. I'm confused.
Yeah,
But
lots of decisions.
we have decided to take down this horrible foe, and Percy's been grappling.
Oh no, I'm just an idiot. It wasn't getting it. I've the sweet tooth was what Rebecca was addressing. Damn, chat is too clever for me today. Have you never read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Ooh, like once, very quickly, and in college when I was drunk more than sober. So not during a period of college at least. Not a good period for memory, I'll say. Someone doesn't know where their towel is. Yeah, we're really not. I think it's just references all the way down, and I'm not tracking them. There are like 3 awesome audio versions. I believe it. Maybe it'll be the next book club. Maybe it'll be a little like short, because I know it's pretty short, right? Maybe it'll be like a short little break between the 2. Probably not. That's not really my kind of vibe. But in theory.
With a lot of decisions as we've gone.
Pike, maybe you can help him.
Yeah, can you actually take a look at him, Pike? I believe it's out of my realm of understanding, but well,
Actually, Percy's just fine. Maybe she looks at him after the Briarwoods.
Well,
there was a long pause.
That was a very long pause.
That was an awkward.
Percy, how you feeling?
honestly, if Pike weren't here, I'd say fine, but... how do you think I am, Pike?
Well, most of my heaviness and visions were about you. And I've been...
Again, the fucking fortune teller of like, oh, like if you weren't here, I'd say fine. Oh, you would. So you're not doing well. Well, I mean, most of the bad feelings I've been getting, I mean, they were, that's so crazy that they just so happened to be about you. Oh my God.
sort of in deep prayer and meditation, and I knew you guys were in a very dark place. And I just prayed that Sarah and Ray would send me to you. And so here I am, sort of as an avatar. But I'm here, and I want to help in any way that I can. I just know something's off, and I don't quite know what that is yet.
Her form shimmers for a second, almost like the energy that keeps her corporeal in this location for a moment kind of flickers, and then she is restored to her form. You get the sense that that she's not actually physically here. This projection, this divine projection, is a channeling of Sarah and Ray's power, keeping her here for the moment.
Damn, Sarah Ray is really freaking powerful.
Yeah, I have a feeling she's probably using a lot of energy to do this too. Pike, do you know how much longer you can stay in this form, that you can stay with us?
I don't know. This is the first time that I've ever done this before, so I'm hoping that it will last
I'm kind of of two minds, right? Because like on one hand, this is it's it's fine interaction, but the obvious answer to that is like it's a meta contrivance, right? So she's here, however long the session lasts, or next session, or whatever, like however long she can be there, physically out of game. And while it is neat and maybe interesting to like, touch on that a bit in the meta narrative, the other side of my brain is like, I don't know, like why waste time? Like, we have the contrivance set, like this is why she's here. Cool. Like, let's go. Like, let's do, whatever regular, normal D&D we can do while she is here. Because the more that we talk about it, the more that the DM kind of has to make up things to justify her being here. And so I'm kind of just like, I don't know. Like, let's just head. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's not talk about it too long. Let's just like play D&D and let's just, you know, get a little bit of a move on. Matt, is Saren Ray confirmed? I mean, yeah. Why waste time is not frequently a priority on this show, unless it's live show or hard cut for other reasons. I mean, that's kind of what I'm, I guess, hitting on. Is not necessarily why waste time, like, in general. It is more why waste the time that you have with Ashley Johnson. Like, I'm not saying, like, oh, like, you need to make sure that every moment of your, you know, fucking play is jam-packed with shit. I think that, like, really small moments and, like, more slowed down moments are not only, like, valuable, but, like, very, very good for, like, the health of a game. But, and that's why I said I'm kind of two minds. Because on the other hand, you only have a certain amount of time with Ashley Johnson. So it's less of like, I feel like I don't want to spend a lot of time on the mechanics of her being here and like, let's just go and like have fun while she's here. But also, it's a bit of different strokes for different folks. I'm just often thinking about like, you know, if she's here, I want to make the most out of it because she's not often here. You know.
Long time, at least to see you through.
Oh, us too.
Us too.
Hey, do you want to take Percy's temperature?
Should we find a place to hide first?
Yeah, should we find a...
Let's.
what's
There's a
that
secret
open, right?
passage. There's a secret entrance to the castle to the west, in the woods. I think perhaps if we made our way there, we could
Can I get
Camp
inside?
out?
Yeah.
camp out. Perhaps
All right, let's
What
make
up?
that
would be a roof
happen.
over our heads if we got there, and we could take care
Percy's
of anyone.
thinking very clearly. He's fine.
Rubbing his eyes a lot.
He's had this weird cough for like a
He's
couple days.
allergic to
Pike.
cats or something.
Pike,
It's
I don't
fine.
know.
I'm not allergic to cats.
Pike, he has a black smoke coming out of his body all the time.
I have lightning coming out of my arse.
Yeah, well, you choose to do that.
Yeah.
Let's make our way to somewhere quiet.
We'll have her look at you there. I kind of do a gust to kind of do like that air umbrella thing
Really terrible
around
one that
all of
doesn't
us.
work well?
Yeah, the really terrible
Okay.
one. I'm doing that to kind of help keep us shielded from the rain.
Okay. Are you guys coasting within the city's walls? Or are you moving outside the city's walls?
Outside
I
the
think
city.
outside.
Yeah.
Bird! No. She's tearing shit up. Birdie, you stop it. Come here. Are you acting out? All right. I think she's acting out for attention. So, oh my goodness. She wants to fight. She chose violence this morning. She got a pillow and was flinging it all around. I had to go and save the pillow. What are you two lunatics doing? They're just fighting. I cannot stop it. It is begun. Bad bird. Bird bad to the bone. Possession intolerance actually affects 1 in 5,000 Exandrians. What are we even talking about right now? What up, Cavian? How you doing? My cat was also choosing violence earlier. Yeah, they need attention, and our other dog is not an attention giver. She is an attention receiver, and that is it. She just chills otherwise.
Outside.
Okay. So you find your way a little bit southward.
Stealthing.
Stealthing to make your way outside of the city into the forest surrounding the outskirts of Whitestone. Go ahead and make a stealth check, guys. So without the +10 bonus because you don't have any more spells.
I don't.
Yeah. Oh. Wait. I got +2 to stealth.
I mean, it's dexterity.
20.
23. 12.
17.
15 with disadvantage.
Okay.
And Pike?
Pike, what did you roll for stealth?
She's
She's an apparition.
I rolled a 10.
Level 10?
I rolled a 10.
Okay.
Clang, clang, clang.
All right. So as you guys move into the forest, the boughs of the trees do help offset some of the rain, but there is still, some rain making it through, and there is a heavy drip through the parts of the leaves you start pushing through. You make your way out, let's say a good 5 minutes to the west of the city before you start heading northward. Both Percy and Vex taking lead on this, you being the natural stalker, you knowing these lands quite well. As Percy presses along, coughing, keeping his eyes peeled, you press on for about 30 minutes to the north. The rain begins to subside a little bit, and you can hear the occasional kind of sound of these strange kind of growling cat-like noises. There's some indigenous creatures of this here.
Do I know what this sound is?
You've heard this before. It's nothing terribly dangerous. They're just natural cat-like creatures that live in the trees, ocelot-like. They're indigenous to this region. There's some communicating, and it's initially offsetting, but you keep pushing forward. I'll have both of you guys make survival checks.
I don't think I've ever rolled that before.
Come on, city boy.
Oh, advantage.
It's true. And you have advantage actually because you know this area.
Really? Really? Did that just happen?
She rolled 2 3s in a row.
This, I gotta retire it. It's so beautiful, and I keep trying it, but it's just.
It's certainly the die and not you in any way.
It's just been punishing me. As of
14.
14. Okay. The two of you working together on this, it takes you about an hour or so before you eventually get further enough north and out of the outskirts of Whitestone, where you begin to see the rising platform, the like small central forest mesa that the castle Whitestone is built upon. And you can see kind of the heady cloud cover, what little bit of torchlight is visible from some of the castle interior in the distance. There's just kind of this ominous dark shape outlined against the cloud cover above you.
Dude, I hadn't really thought about it, but I'm thinking about it now. The fact that Castle Whitestone is built on top of this big ass mesa, right? This big ass hill. But oh gosh, BG3 OST is on in the background. I did not even notice that. It's built on top of this big ass hill. But they're also talking about how things are beneath Whitestone, right? How there's this ziggurat and these artifacts and shit. It's all beneath it. So what if now hear me out on this, right? We got druids with move earth, with mold earth, with the ability to move large chunks of rubble and stone and ground. So my theory is that wait, I have to think about this. I have to think about what kind of shit is underneath the mesa. Is the mesa real? That is where I'm going with this. Or is this mesa some fucking pre-civilization construction to hide the ziggurat? So the ziggurat is going to be underneath, and there's going to be like fucking grass and flowers, very like Journey to the Center of the Earth sort of vibe. And it's because the entire mesa that Whitestone now sits on is all a construction. Because at first the mesa thing didn't really like tip me off at all, because they're in the fucking mountains. But with the fact that there are things underneath it, I'm also wondering if maybe there's like giant fucking space doors that just go and like the ziggurat's gonna have like a fucking like Gundam in it, and it just goes out and starts mowing down Whitestone. I don't think that's gonna happen, but that'd be kind of wild if it did, right? I do think on a like quasi-serious prediction note, I do think that there's going to be a way that is not through, like the original path is going to be through Castle Whitestone, but then they're going to have a Skyrim-esque shortcut exit that does not actually go through the castle. It like exits the mesa at like a lower point directly into Whitestone. So I think they're going to go up into Castle Whitestone, down into the depths, and then do all their shit at the ziggurat, get their Gundam, and then escape back into the city of Whitestone, probably running away from a quasi-nuclear blast that is destroying the ziggurat in their wake. And so that blows up the mesa, all of the old artifacts, all the shit that they were doing inside of Castle Whitestone, destroys all of that shit. Whitestone itself has been nearly leveled by the violence and the revolution. And so that way, like, Rolos, right? Catherine, or Caroline, Sea Dog VA, Catherine DeRollo and Percy are going to be standing on the rubble of their old home, the city burning, all except for the sun tree, as the fucking ash settles in the background of their ancestral home. And they'll fucking shake firm hands. Caroline's like, brother, I got this. And she leads, or she doesn't lead, but she like starts the Whitestone residents on the path of actually rebuilding their settlement from basically zero. And they do the classic Thor Ragnarok line of fucking Ragnarok was in our hearts all along or whatever. Not Vasselheim. What's the Asgard? Asgard is the people, not the place. And then they're gonna rebuild around a new sun tree. And the sun tree is gonna do the baby Groot, where it's going to like fall down to ash, but there's a tiny little sapling like within all of the dead bark that was from fucking Keyleth's sunbeam. So it's like, yeah, like you actually like basically planted a new seed. This is all what it's gonna be. How does he know about the robot? How does he know about the Gundam? Why even watch? You're so right. You're so right. I could just end the episode now. I could just skip. What are we in? Blue arc? I could just skip straight to purple at this point. I've got it all. I'm just nailing it every step of the way. All prior obligations complete. Let's go, Deadly Spark. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I was just gonna say Gundam sound effect. Mega's never wrong. What's up? How does he do it? How does he do it? FYI, I'm behind but catching up. No problem, John. Yeah, I'll see you live. I'll see you live. But that is my read for the end of this arc. How it will all resolve. Big nuclear blast. Gundam. Suntree is Groot. Those are my 3 predictions.
On that walk while they're leading the way, I quietly walk alongside Pike and fill her in on everything that I have seen happen with Percival. The smoke coming out of him, the darker turn in his personality, the way that he branded that man, everything that I'm worried about. The cough, everything. Okay. So she's filled in on his darker turn.
Okay. Did you get that, Ashley? Okay.
And hopefully Ashley's been watching the episode,
eventually
so she knows.
catching the edge of that mountain. That to you is the inclination. You know this area very well, spending most of your time looking around this castle. You gesture for the rest of the group to follow you up towards the edge of this this central mountain platform that the castle's upon, eventually coasting along the side. I want you to go ahead and make an investigation check, Percy.
16?
16, okay. Pushing forward, you eventually, you spend a good 20 minutes kind of walking back and forth. You're pretty sure that this is where...
Son of a bitch! Bird, I love you. I love you so much, you silly girl. Stop it. So, we have an automatic feeder for Bird that she has seen. Occasionally, we will dispense it manually when like the timer's like it wasn't working a couple times. And so she saw us manually dispense it, so she thinks that she can slap it with her paw and food will come out. And now she has gone not to just slapping it, but to dragging the entire feeder across the floor. And right now she's 40 pounds, so it's okay. But once she's 100, she might just fucking break the thing. Dog needs a job stat. She does. She needs somebody to keep her occupied. We need to get one of those like auto thrower things. Bird. Bird, I love you. You're such a good girl. Oh my god. Anyways. Why do you starve her so? Dude, that is exactly what she says to us every day. Even though the last time I took her to the vet, they made them recalibrate the scale because they were like, there's no way she's grown this much. And I was like, oh no. Because she grew like 10 pounds in like a week and a half. And they were like, is that real? And I was like, probably. She's fucking big. Oh my god.
Entrances. And looking along this area, you make your way up to the northern side of this mountain. No entrance seems to be appearing to you. There's no opening. There's no doorway. It was a cavern exit that was loosely hidden by a series of bushes that were clustered around it. And it was just a
should be around here.
almost a crawl space.
Can I start taking a look around and see if I see anything?
Sure.
That would
All of
be
us, yeah.
We
different?
should be very careful. These two are good at using their brain muscles. This would be an ambush.
Brain muscles.
That's way better than mine. I've 17.
Okay. About 10 minutes of you guys searching as you travel southward among this. Okay. You guys watch on the wall, and nothing seems to be catching your eye. You notice that there's a portion of the mountainside that is looser rock. Everything here is solid, long, eroded through weather and time. There is one section that appears to have more of a crumbly, loose rock that forms the lower portion of the wall.
Big guy, come here.
What?
This is new. These haven't been here long. I'm not very strong. You want to start hucking rocks?
Wait, say that again?
I'm extremely fast and nimble, and but I can't lift that much, including door jams. Could you help me move these rocks?
I suppose. Now go and I start moving the
You
rocks.
look very handsome in that beard.
Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Oh shit.
Never forget. 18.
18, okay. You go over and start pulling the rocks away. It's a lot of the ones at the very surface are pretty small. You're just kind of pushing them to the side and rolling off. Eventually, you start getting to the base of this area, and you can see now there are a cluster of bushes that have long died and are crushed under these rocks.
Does this look familiar to me?
This would be similar to the placement of where the bushes were that originally obscured the.
Are Tim? Is this Tim's family? Tim the Bush? No, I like this. I think this is a really small thing. And I think that a lot of DMs are afraid, especially as the PCs get higher, right? Let's imagine that Orion was still here. He has telekinesis, right? Easily can take care of this. I think a lot of DMs are afraid to put those sorts of challenges in, just like the move fucking rocks sort of challenges that big strong men can handle, but also spell can handle. But as we touched on with the entire question of the revolution, it is like D&D is a resource management game. So putting in something that the big strong man can probably handle, but a spell could also handle, is still a very valid thing to put in, especially as you get higher level, because those spell slots start to become, more and more valuable, and you start to be able to really play around with, okay, yeah, maybe you could do this quicker as a spellcaster, but one of our marshals could do it without expending any resources, but it might take longer, especially if he were to fail his athletics check. It might take much, much longer, and that length of time, if you have good, clocks as a DM, could be a big downside. Sorry, on mobile and lost chat. Let me check my Amazon order history, Groinhead. Groinhead. Anyways. But yeah, so I like that sort of physical challenge for the marshals a lot. I think that making sure you keep putting those in for the grogs of the world.
Crawl space that led into this tunnel.
I think this might be it.
Well, what happened here?
Did they blow it?
Does it look like a cave-in, like somebody did it on purpose?
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I do a nature check to see if this is natural
Sure,
or
go
man
for it.
done?
Man done.
Cocked.
Man done.
I think that's like a 21.
21?
Yeah, 21.
Inspecting this, the pattern in which it fell was very localized,
No.
which leads you to believe that this...
This was blasted down.
Yeah, this was blasted or was intentionally done to demolish this exit as opposed to a natural fall. At this point in time, you've pulled through a few of the larger rocks, and you roll over it, and you do reveal a small tunnel.
Oh.
Hey, look, I found a hole.
Good work,
About
Ron.
15 minutes of pushing this stuff out of there before you eventually find it. It's probably a good 10 feet inward, but it
Can
is...
we get in it, or is it still?
It's tight, but you can start moving in there.
Scanlan, squish in there.
Well, we have two gnomes with us, but I'll be the.
She'll light up the hole.
I hope so. I will.
Take your pick.
I will shimmy in. I'll shimmy in just to see what's down there.
Okay. You make your way into this lower tunnel.
I'm not rested.
I know, we need to
Pitch dark in there, just like, black as night, no light source. The ground itself is very dry, which is a nice change from the rather wet exterior waiting you outside. It generally just smells musty and seen disuse, and very dark. That's
I
the
lean
nice.
down and say, does it look like somewhere where we can rest for the night?
Oi! I can't see anything. Get a torch up there.
The dog is continuing to fuck with a pillow. I'm going to go get the pillow and take it away from her. She has... Oh! Wait, no, we might be good. I was just about to talk about all of the numerous toys she has lying around her, and one of those has now distracted her. Okay, we're good, we're good.
Or something.
I flip my flame tongue dagger over backwards and hand it to him through his
Okay.
little hole.
So you take the dagger.
This thing feels so cool. It's like a short sword for me.
And with the flickering light along the blade, it lights up the area. And the tunnel widens up to about roughly 8 to 10 feet wide, and just seems to curl forward before disappearing around a gradual edge about 50 feet ahead of you. It's about 6 feet tall, so the taller of you folk are going to have to crouch in, but it's about 6 feet tall, about 8 to 10 feet wide, and that continues to curl deeper in towards the mountain.
All right, no one down here, but I don't know how far this thing goes, and I don't know how well it's guarded. So
Are there trees around us?
Yeah, no more than maybe 5 feet off of this mountain line. The forest is...
Bird. Ah, puppy. Puppy, I love you. I am trying to... I must watch the thing. I cannot be stopping you this whole time.
It grows immediately dense.
If they blasted in the entrance, I have a
I
feeling
don't think they're expecting
they're
it.
not expecting people.
This is taken care of in their minds. I say we squeeze.
Yeah, I'm gonna do what I was gonna do earlier and go take the pillow away. I will be back. She is a child crying out for attention. I know. I know, Bird. Puppies are a lot of work. They say having ended up with a puppy every time despite claiming to prefer adult dogs. They are indeed a lot of work. Yeah.
We're all trinket in here.
And camp in the tunnel?
Yeah, I'll go ahead a bit and take a quick peeky poo.
You don't think they'll patrol?
I'm sure
No,
they'll patrol.
no.
So does it seem like there's cobwebs? I mean,
I
it
think
seems
they're
dusty
busy.
and
I think this is
disused.
taken care of.
If you crawl inside to look...
Be inside. Let's all crawl in.
Guys, you guys all make yourself inside. Glancing about, go ahead and make an investigation.
I go ahead and light up my hands.
I put Max's dagger in my back pocket, sort of cover it up with my
Okay.
shirt.
Make a sleight of hand check.
20.
Okay. Yeah, there's no footsteps in here for quite some time.
7.
This has definitely been disused. I think it's disused.
My
Is that a
memory
good
checks
word?
are very
Abandoned.
Abandoned is a better word.
As she's saying this, you look over and Scanlan almost looks at you directly and goes like... grabs your wrist and stops.
I use the other hand and I tweak his nose as hard as I can.
Not for the pike.
I pull it out.
Daggers retrieved.
All right, fine.
Pike, can you take a look at this cough before we take a rest?
Yeah, take a look at him, Pike.
Are we in the tunnel?
We're in the tunnel right
Can I
now.
grab some of the boulders and cover up the way we came in? Or just like a boulder and kind of like move it to the mouth of it, or is it too...
You can move a few. There's no boulders quite large enough to fully close it off. I mean, you can do it. It'll take a little bit of time, but you can do it.
Yeah, just to kind of cover it up a little.
Okay.
Are there 2 openings? The one that we came in, and then there's like the rest of the tunnel?
The tunnel continues and curves out of sight, about 50 feet in.
But we just kind of blocked up the one we came through.
Oh wait, okay, can you like make a fucking bush grow in front of this thing?
Or can you like put up a wall to where we don't have to like...
So if
worry?
whoever was going by with those dogs while we were up in the trees the first night we got here comes by and sees a hole in the wall.
Okay.
How many spells do you have left?
It's kind of the question. It depends on if we're going to decide to...
I think we should take a rest.
We have to rest, yes.
I'll think about it.
Okay.
Think about it.
Okay.
Could I
Before
put
we...
a guardian of faith above us wherever we make our...
Of course you can.
Let's see how long that lasts for.
What?
Yeah, that lasts for 8 hours.
We came to a land of evil without...
Yes,
I
you
can't
can.
believe we came without Pike
Let's
ever.
figure out if we're going to stay.
That's sorry.
Pike, stay with us forever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least through next week.
All right. So as you guys are having this conversation, Pike grabs her holy symbol for a second, closes her eyes and focuses, and the energy around her, that kind of slightly drifting, ethereal, divine energy, seems to shift away from her for a second and coalesce into a looks like a floating, ghostly, armored entity that just kind of apparates in the air beside her. Her form once again becomes whole, and she looks towards it and gives it a nod. And the armored entity just seems to acknowledge with a strange head nod, and then turns towards the inner side of the tunnel and begins just sitting and patrolling a small section of the tunnel on its own.
Wow, well, there you go.
I think to myself, oh, that is badass.
I kind of
So,
smack her on
now,
a little
Percy-
gelatin back and say, good work, Pike.
Take over to Percy. Percy, how are you?
I don't know. I've had a cough. And I'm complicated.
I did a check on him, Pike. His cough doesn't seem to be anything natural or disease related. So it's nothing like a fever. Not a real one, anyway.
Oh boy. Okay. Can I do any extra check on him?
Yep, drop your pants.
You can go ahead and
No.
make, if you want, you can make a medicine check on.
Getting the radiant digit.
Do everybody do a medicine check, or?
Well,
by you.
you haven't made one.
All right, I'll give it a go.
Come on, Pike.
Give it a go.
17.
17? Okay. You take a moment to inspect Percy, looking at his features, kind of checking his pulse, and generally just getting a sense of his life force in general. His eyes are sunken, his jowls are shadowed. From what you recall of Percy, who was always, a seemingly healthy, if on the thin, pale side, individual, doubly more so than you've ever seen him. There is an unrest to his energy, and there is no physical natural illness or discernible disease, but there is something unsettling about his presence that you never sensed before.
Okay. I mean, is something like lesser restoration, would that do anything in this situation?
What about greater
or-
Try
restoration?
lesser or greater restoration. Might be functional
You have
things.
a
Up to
greater
you.
restoration, Pike. I don't have it on me.
Okay.
I don't have it
Can I
all.
try it? Can I try it?
Yeah, if you want to.
Okay.
So what are you casting? Lesser or greater restoration?
I'll do greater. Do you mind, Percy? Or is
No,
this...
no.
Okay, so as Pike reaches up, you kind of grab his face again and you close your eyes and concentrate. Her hands begin to glow with an extremely bright vibrance, even more so than her kind of gently luminescent form right now. It's almost like there's a blowtorch of radiant energy right around his jaw. The rest of her form almost seems to put so much energy into it that her legs begin to dissipate and vanish, almost like she's putting all of her energy into this moment. The rest of her body kind of fading in towards the grasp. You feel this warmth kind of wash through your entire body, and for a brief moment, for the first time in a number of weeks, there's a moment of serenity to you. Your eyes instinctually close, and for a second, you feel like you're standing next to Pike in a void of darkness. As that warmth hits Pike, you sense something there. You sense a seed of darkness. There's something in him that you can almost reach out and grasp. And in that imaginative space, you thrust your hand out and grab onto it, and it's taut and it's fighting, but you pull and wrest it forth. And as you do, you feel it burn and dissipate. At which point, both of you guys open your eyes, kind of breathe in succession with each other. The energy fades from your hands, and your form goes back to its full radiant physicality. You can remove a corruption point from yourself.
Yay.
A corruption point?
Yes.
Okay.
He's still looking a little sickly, but definitely improved.
Heal as well, or?
No, you just corruption points.
So does that get rid of one of his weird ailments?
Yeah, I still roll to
I do feel better. I do.
The cough is still there, but there is a...
I watched all of that, and when I saw him lean back into the earthen wall,
I think what she was clarifying is like, is he still gonna roll to torture people before he kills them? Because I think that came with the second corruption point. Yeah.
quietly back up, and I'm going to go down the tunnel and just quietly make it like 50 feet and see.
Yes, that's fair.
Pike, that was incredible.
23.
What is a corruption point?
You have no idea what a corruption point is, but you remove some point of corruption in his body.
Man,
Like
can
a-
you do
like a
me
small-
next? Oh, my neck has been hurting for weeks.
Do that. How's that feel? How's that feel, big guy?
Much better.
Does that?
Almost like a small seed of sentient
Actually, should
tumor of some
should
kind. You
which
just
which
remove
corruption
the
point
thing.
be random?
What's that?
Should I randomize which corruption point vanishes? Or
Well, it's a compounding thing.
Oh, it's compounding,
Yeah,
so I
they're not
just-
specifically.
all right.
How many do you have? Or we can't?
You don't know.
Yeah, that's
You have no idea.
that's not.
Sorry. I'm asking too many questions.
Yeah, how dare you? No, it's fine. It's fine.
How do you feel, Percy?
I feel better. I feel more like myself.
But he's
I
still
do.
coughing.
Well, I'm still coughing, but I feel much better. Thank
What
you.
did you just do to him?
I don't think we know what the first one did beyond just like make him start coughing and make him act like a little weirder. At least I don't know beyond that. Yeah.
Mike?
And every time that a corruption point has like come up, they have all saved against it. So it seems like it is theoretically something that could happen to any of them, but it's only happening to Percy. Like maybe his save is lower, or I don't know. Or like his save is higher than theirs, maybe. I don't know. Although I think he has rolled the lowest every time, so I'm not entirely sure about that. The first give him jitters and disadvantage on dex checks? Oh, maybe. I don't remember that, but it very well could be. Which may be why he had disadvantage on this stealth check. I don't remember that. Yeah.
I just tried to find out what this is. This is going to sound like a very weird question, but does part of you want to hold on to some of this?
It could be. I'm not quite finished yet. We'll see where we are tomorrow.
Okay.
While this is happening, Vax has vanished ahead into the tunnel on his own. You guys look around and realize that he's just nowhere to be seen.
Fuck him, I go to sleep.
Okay, Vax pushing ahead. Thankfully, even in the darkness, you have a little bit of vision, though limited as it is.
Glowing gnome.
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check. Well, as you turn around the corner, you lose the light source. So.
20.
Okay. You continue around the edge, and the tunnel evens out for a bit, and then goes straight, and then curves again to the left. Following that, it curves again to the right. You can keep going, or you can head back. You've traversed about 60, 70 feet of this tunnel forward.
60 or 70 feet. I'm going to go another 60 or 70.
Where the fuck are you?
You keep pushing towards the tunnel and turn to the right. You travel a bit further forward, and as the tunnel makes another sharp right turn, you see all of a sudden where the dirt stops, and there is solid, smooth stonework, a broken portion of what looks like the backside of a wall of some kind. You see nothing beyond it. It looks like there's a piece of stone, something pressed against it, and looks like some other things are stacked, basically covering this entrance.
I would like to just sit down on the ground and close my eyes and listen for a full minute.
All right. Make a perception check.
21.
21. You take a minute, close your eyes, and just take in all sound audio you can. Stillness. Quiet. Nothing.
They're pretty good. I quietly walk all the way back. I walk behind the group and I go, "Goosh, look at that!"
I swear to Paylor, if you would have gotten us killed.
Oh, where'd you go just then?
I was just like 10 feet around the
He
corner.
was right here the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm going to take care of a little business outside, and then we'll seal
Excuse
up.
me? What are you doing outside?
I'm going to charge the diplomacy glove.
It's already sealed. Grog already sealed it.
Grog already sealed it?
Yeah, he pulled rocks into it and closed the exit.
I glare at Vax and I lay down to go to sleep.
I suppose we
Do it here?
We can't do it in here because it makes too much noise.
This room won't fit my
Wait,
stone
does
pile.
Pike, do you have any sort of cone of silence or anything? Do you have a cone of silence of any sort?
What?
He's gonna make noise.
No, it's
I've got this. I
I
pick
think
up
so.
2 small, roundish, oval-shaped stones on the ground, and I slide them into Grog's nostrils, plugging them up.
Make a sleight of hand check.
This guy.
Grog, make a. No, what's your perception? Your passive perception.
Is that even a thing?
Okay.
Where's passive perception?
It's under all your other attributes.
14.
Okay.
It's not that good.
As you step away, as your nostrils are stopped up now and the airflow is impeded partially to what you're used to, you begin breathing heavily through the mouth and reaction.
I wake up to the terrible. What is that? Grog!
And I cough, and the stones shoot out of my nose back at Vax. With a high velocity.
I'm removing 1 hit point from my...
Yeah, no, one beans you in the side of the temple.
Covered in grog mode.
I'm sleeping.
All right.
And the guardian that Pike conjured is guarding us?
Is there just keeping ever vigil for the next 8 hours?
Chillin'.
So
Let's
we're still
fucking rest!
We're still awake.
Be careful
wanna
when you go to
sleep.
sleep. Shit falls in your nose.
You guys taking shifts or are you leaving it to the Guardian?
Leave it to the Guardian.
Guardian's got this.
I look at Vax before I go to sleep and I
Okay.
say, not gonna pull any more jingamons, are you?
No. No, I'm not.
You sure? She just kind of did that little secret walk around there. We notice when you sneak off. You do know that, right?
Yeah.
No, my rolls are too high. You'd really don't.
I just realized my mic has been muted this whole time. I might have to keep like muting and just telling Bird not to get at her food. Yeah, I was muted. Bird. Because I was just going to put it up, but I realized it's on the auto feed like thing, so it won't like come out if I unplug it when I put it up. Need to add that to bingo. I am hoping this is not a trend. It has not been a trend, but she just recently started pawing at her thing. Bird, I'm gonna go fix her thing. All right. Naughty puppy. Naughty puppy. Yeah, normally Paige watches them a bit more during stream, but I am on primary dog duty tonight. You have a bird, I have a dog called Bird. much like a boy called Sue. I have a dog called Bird and a dog called Bug.
That's true.
But I'm not going anywhere.
Okay. Hey. I was the only one who didn't give you shit for that. Just keep that in mind.
Oh, dude, you can fuck off and get yourself killed.
You're asleep.
I'm going to go sit down by Percy. What I'd like to do is watch everybody nod off, and in 20 minutes nudge him awake.
Right.
Hi.
Yes?
I want you to get some sleep, but I want to talk for a minute.
I don't know if I can do both those things, but okay.
That's right, we can separate them. This thing.
Yes.
What do you really know about it? How do we know that this thing isn't whispering in Silas's ear? What do you really know about this thing?
I don't know anything about this thing, except that this last time was different than the first time. This last time didn't... This last time I felt more like me, and less like I was being drawn somewhere. I wasn't entirely me, but I was more... It's hard to describe. I felt like I had contained it a bit. I feel like maybe I can keep it under check. I don't know.
But I want to tell you something.
You know, that's a very interesting statement because it is both something that someone who is getting better would say and someone who's getting worse. Like that works no matter which side you're going towards. If you're getting worse and it's taking more control, of course you would tell them that you're getting better, right? What breeds? Bug is a big mutt. She's like a pit bull and Shetland sheepdog and border collie. She kind of looks like a lab pit mix. She's like 50 pounds. And then Bird is a golden retriever Saint Bernard mix. She kind of just looks like a Saint Bernard puppy. She's very fluffy though. So yeah, and she's 40 pounds right now, but we think she'll be like 100 or maybe over 100. Tal is great at that kind of dialogue. Is a great little conversation. Yeah, I think we talked about the last time that Liam and Taliesin had a conversation like this, that they can just keep in deep RP for like ever, apparently. So I really like whenever they talk. I think Liam's really good at like playing this, very concerned role, and I think he's leaning a lot more into that. And this is the sort of thing, I know that people didn't fully agree with my classification of Vax as the leader way back in like Underdark times, but this is the sort of reason why he's like, he's going to check on the troops. He's like, making like a very personal, like, hey, like, what are we gonna do about this? Like, sort of deal. Like, this sort of like, hey, like, are you good? Is this going to... Because this isn't the same type of concern that Keyleth gives. Liam, or Vax, is very consistently like, are you good? Like, is this gonna get out of control? How do you, like, bringing up all the concerns, almost like a stereotypical, like, dad, like, trying to fix the problem, not listen to you, And that's kind of leans into the traditional leader archetype of like making sure that like mission success is on a roll, like checking in on the troops, and even the like less traditional thing of like taking this level of concern in the individual party members, but without that moral bent that you would have from like the heart or the soul of the party. Liam tends to be pretty good at finding these one-on-one conversations. Yeah, which is very, very cool. Give me a big dog enough to ride. I hope she'll be. She's gonna be fucking huge. Her paws as a 40-pound puppy are already way bigger than Bug's. Although Bug has dainty little paws even as a 55-pound dog. It's on DM's Guild. Various worsening effects, lie, hallucinations, being reckless. Oh. Taliesin sighs deeply should be the bingo. Taliesin sighs deeply could be on the bingo. Yeah, that's fair. Like I said, updating this weekend. I'm excited for the new entries. There's a lot that has been suggested in bingo suggestions that I am going to be taking into account.
We are almost like family now, and I've seen you do many great things, and you have earned my trust. But if you hurt my sister, if you hurt anyone else in this group inadvertently,
I would expect no less.
Well, all right then.
Vax, I have a sister.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
I'm hoping.
Well, hold on to that.
I shall.
I let our little sleep fight.
Oh.
Can I borrow just a pinch of your black powder?
No, I'm running really low. No.
Just like a no. Finger down.
No. Oh God, yes.
I lick my pinky and I put it in, and I just slowly draw a big ball sack.
That was really cute, and I think we talked about it the last time that there was like that level of like RP between them. That Grog and like the like comedic relief character, like comedic relief is not, I think sometimes it's used as kind of like a dirty word. Like it has a very particular place to like cut tension, to get us out of that very serious RP so that we don't get mired in it and it doesn't like take out way too much of our time and all that. Like I think that was a great example of like the conversation is very clearly wound down, very clearly at an end, and might legitimately be kind of hard to end satisfyingly, like might be kind of weird and awkward. And Grog, comic relief that he is, has a great little cut where we can now go into Vax fucking around a little bit. You could toss Liam and Taliesin in a room to RP and it would keep my attention for hours. I get that. I get that. Taliesin hair change could be on bingo. That is fair. I think it is on some of the original bingos that I based Vox Machina bingo on. The only thing is I don't love to comment on people's like changes in appearance because sometimes it is out of their control and it's not exactly what they want. So I probably wouldn't put that specific one on there, but only like because of that.
On Grog's forehead.
Also,
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to sleep
That's
before
easy.
this happens.
That's 23.
Grog, roll a perception check, just for the hell of it.
Come on.
18.
Heavily blended in with the tattoos, unless those who are aware, there are a strange new series of smeared markings across Grog's face that he may not notice for quite some time.
I did do little hairs on them as well.
Oh,
Little
how
hairs.
detailed.
Yes, well, it grows here, so it grows there. You know.
You don't know.
I don't know. Do I?
Oh.
I don't know.
All right, so you guys go to sleep.
Feed the check.
He goes to sleep. I'm going to do my duty with Keelan.
All right.
No, Keel's asleep.
I thought we both stayed.
Look back over Keel if you choose to sleep.
All right, I'll watch everybody.
Here's the go.
I'll stay up for 2 hours.
Okay. You stay up for the 2 hours. Doesn't seem to be much incident whatsoever. There's that gentle little draft coming through from just some of the cracks in the stones that were set up to block the entryway. It was not a perfect pull, of course, just enough to, not arouse suspicion, but there's cold air seeping through. You can hear the rain muffled from the distance, and there's a little bit of a leak coming through from where the stones were set up to block the entrance. Eventually, sleep comes to you. It is a kind of strange, lulling sound, and everyone sleeps relatively comfortably from the middle of a stone tunnel. You have dreams again. Dreams, images, flashes of your family hanging from the sun tree. Never happened, but your mind creates the image for you. You see flashes of your sister screaming out to you as the arrows take her in the chest. You see a flash of what looks like a skull face. The skull brings itself to where you focus on one of its ocular sockets, and blood just begins to pour from the socket. Flash to black. The familiar voice once rings out again.
Do not forget our deal.
Cold morning air comes to you as you all slowly come to consciousness. Uncomfortable.
So there is a level of of consciousness here, because I wasn't certain before now. Because, it's like the black cloud gives him the plans, it just whispers vengeance to him. Like, these are things that could be rooted within, these like primal concepts or, much more, I don't want to say like bestial gods, but much more like primal forces. And at one point, Keyleth actually said something to that effect of like, it sounds like you're like worshiping like the concept of vengeance or something along those lines. But yeah, it seems like Smokey, I already had the theory that Smokey was like very much like a sentient individual thing, even if he is like related. But yeah, but it seems like Smokey very, very much is like an actual personified sentient thing. Percy's just a warlock with extra steps at this point, dude. If it has a voice, it's gotta be killed.
Kinks in your back. It's not the best place to sleep, but the bare minimum of a long rest is achieved throughout the evening. As you all eventually come to and check and make sure everyone's okay, you awake a little unnerved.
I look around for Pike.
Is she still here?
Pike is waking up. She's still there. Her image, you can see in her sleeping state, is diminished. And when she comes to consciousness, it almost flares up again. Like, her presence here is purely a force of will. and it's that connection is a very tenuous one. I would like everyone to make a Constitution check.
Constitution.
Production, man.
No, you're right. I'm gonna go Sparkle Stone.
Meteorite.
Saving throw.
Natural 20.
Son of a fuck.
Saving throw or just
Natural
Constitution?
one.
Ooh.
My third.
Son of a fuck.
5.
17.
16.
20.
22.
Alrighty.
You rolled a 1, Keyleth.
Had bad dreams.
Okay,
That's
the
an
DC
at
was
one.
high. Everyone but Keyleth passed. Keyleth, as you wake up, there's a general cold sensation within your body, and you feel like there's really no way to keep warm. No matter how hard you try and bundle up, you can kind of use a bit of druidcraft to create like a bit of sparkling warm fire that you use to keep your hands set, and the cold doesn't seem
Kind of
to
keep
go away.
my hands lightly like a flame and just kind of.
Okay. Your hands are shaking naturally, and there's just a general chatter to your teeth. You have disadvantage on any dexterity ability checks.
God, I don't use a bow.
Skill checks. When it affect attacks, I will say it doesn't really affect initiative per se, but like if you were trying to do anything delicate handwork, you'd have disadvantage.
Should we?
Why doesn't it affect attacks? Come on, bro. That's one of the things that I'll say, and that's why this actually gets into one of the reasons that I really like new exhaustion. Is I've talked all the time. One of my like core cornerstones of like my style as a DM is consistency in my rulings. If it's disadvantage on dexterity checks, that includes initiative, and I'm staying with that everywhere. Matt is a bit lenient. Yeah, I mean that's fair enough. That is fair enough. That is why when I am choosing these sorts of homebrew things, or I am looking at homebrew features or classes or whatever, I'm always looking for simple things that can apply across the board. So, but I say fuck it. Like if it's disadvantage on that, it's disadvantage. Like that's it. I don't think that that's too much of a difference, honestly. And adding in these caveats, it's also why I don't like way back when they, or I guess they probably still have it, but the whole like 2-leveled spells with like 1 on action, 1 on bonus action, and you can only do it for like spells below a certain level. Don't add in like the complication. Like to me, either ignore the rule, like allow it to be, leveled spells on a bonus action, or like follow raw. I really, really prefer homebrew stuff that is simplified and is not too complicated. That's also why I like, again, new exhaustion, is because it is simple, it is consistent across everything. It is just like -1 whenever you would roll a d20, basically. And I love that. I think it's great. But it's also really small. It has like a very easy way to get into it, which not everything has. And the more complicated you make it, the less easy it is to interact with. So, yeah, I say on this, Matt's pulling his punches a little bit too much. Just let it fucking be what it is. Like I said, it's not that much worse. Like disadvantage on initiative is bad, sure, but it's just keep it there. La la la.
Before we get this shit going,
We should
have a feast. A big fucking feast.
We should have a feast.
That sounds good. Yeah.
And while we
still have a
feast-
couple feasts left.
I will say, if we choose to feast, I will not be able to sunbeam.
Well, that is the
Should
problem.
we have feasted last night?
I couldn't. I burned my sunbeam.
Shit.
I couldn't have done it either way.
That was
Sunbeam is
I
pretty
can't help
fucking
in any way.
epic.
I don't know if Pike.
I don't have that. I don't have that ability.
Does she have access to 6-level spells?
No.
We haven't leveled Pike up in a while.
I don't know what I don't know if I've.
You gained a modicum of experience while you're away from the party, just at a slower rate. So you are at a lower level than the rest of the party. Not by a terrible amount, but you'd be level 11 by now, probably, or pretty
So
close
she
to
would
it.
have a 6-level spell.
She has feast.
Does she? It depends on if clerics have it.
Clerics do have access to Hero's Feast.
Let me check.
But that would also mean Pike burning her 6-level spell slot.
Shit.
Correct, yeah. So you would have 1 6th level spell. If you wanted to, you could prepare that as your prepared 6th level spell for the day. That is your choice, Pike.
We get saves on our wisdom throws, which might come in handy when we're fighting against things that control our minds.
Oh, dang, there's so. I haven't even looked through these yet.
While the fancy people are talking, I'll walk over to Grog and say, "Big man, You got mud or something on your face. Come here. And I take my hand and I wipe it across his forehead and smear out what I did.
Don't fucking touch me!
Sorry.
All cuddly in the morning and shit. Go on, get it together.
Sorry.
I lean over to Vex and I go, how do I look?
You look lovely, dear.
Damn right. I'm in.
I have questions for us while Pike is looking up her spells. First question is, how on earth are we supposed to send a signal to the rest of the town when we're in a tunnel?
We can open it up.
From where?
From
Once,
here.
once we're inside the castle, we'll be able to.
I can skywrite again, but
You can skywrite like right now as soon as we decide to start moving.
I just need to move
open
the
the
boulders
rocks
a bit.
again.
Yeah, open the rocks up. People start attacking the castle. We come from the other side, from within.
And is that our plan? We're going to say, rebels go, wait a while, and then attack?
Not even wait a while, we'll go in.
Go in at the same time.
We throw the signal to the sky and go up this tunnel.
Shouldn't we wait a little?
Wait like 5 minutes to let them rabble up and start
Remember
running.
last time I was supposed to create a diversion.
Yeah, but
We
then
didn't
you took down a whole house.
No, I
Well,
know.
we had a
Believe
grog.
me, I was amazing. But maybe we should incite the rebellion, wait a half hour, and then go.
Let's
Yeah,
see
it's
if we
happened
can
really
keep.
fast. I
5 minutes.
Let's see if we can keep
Half hour is
civilian casualties to a reasonably small level.
They're
We're the most
super
capable
powerful.
people in this town right now.
Well, that's another question. We are. Does one of us need to go out there and lead the rebels?
No.
We're fine.
What do you mean, no?
No, they have
They've got
missions.
Yenin. They've got Yenin. He's awesome. He was a badass
If
player.
he
Wait a
survived the
minute,
night.
wait a
If he
minute.
survived the night,
What if they don't take the rebels seriously because we're not with them? Maybe one of us should go.
maybe Pike should.
I think it's going to take all of us to defeat the Briarwoods.
I think we all need to go together.
Once the Briarwoods are gone, I think a lot of this will get a lot easier.
We can meet in the middle.
I'm just saying, if Pike is fading on us,
So does Pike have virtual spell components since she's not actually there? I'm not sure how that works. I mean, we're well within the realm of like very, very, very homebrew. So like, yeah, whatever. I would. If it's me, I'm Matt. I'm the DM. I'm saying that for all intents and purposes, she can do everything she normally could as if she was there. She's just not. So if a spell consumes something, you know, I would assume that they would have to have it there, or they would have to say like, you know, she got it, or even honestly, since she's a fucking guest player, this isn't gonna be a permanent thing for her. Fuck it, yeah, Sarah and Ray be footing the bill. Like, maybe Sarah and Ray can foot the bill of a single bowl, you know. They have a component of the feast, though. Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I think I would probably say for the feast specifically, I would be like, okay, y'all have a bowl, like you can just give it to her and you're all good. If they didn't already have a bowl, but she still wanted to cast Hero's Feast, I'm probably just letting her, and I'm just saying like, yeah, you picked it up in your travels at some point, and you know, that just is what it is. The magic that is letting be there is the same magic that Pike normally uses. Matt's hardly strict about spell components in most cases anyways. Yeah. At one point he let like Keyleth magically like transmute a bunch of gold into a bowl. But then he was like, all right, later you gotta go and get them. It is specifically because like we are already in hard homebrew territory that I'm kind of like, let's keep it moving. I'm not going to be, you know, too harsh or strict on it. And we'll work something out off the table for how it, you know, gets paid for or whatever.
might be best to send her out to lead the
No,
rebels.
she's not fading on us, you dick. She's coming with us.
Scanlan, we're going to make a leap of faith that Pike can stay.
And if, in the horribly unfortunate scenario where she can't, Pike, can you leave us anything?
A hero's fucking feast.
A potion, a
hero's
spell,
feast is better
a
than any
prayer,
potion.
a symbol, a sigil, anything.
Hero's
Sigil.
sandwich.
Oh, a sigil.
It's a Google.
Said it wrong.
Oh, prepare to be gift, Mercer.
Yeah.
There's some amazing. Just side note, there's one called Heal that can heal a person 70 hit points.
True.
Just like that.
Awesome.
I mean, yes, Grunhead. Like that is exactly like the astral thing is just like a pure contrivance, but it also like again, I am thinking like I keep making the jokes about her being a guest player, but like I legitimately would treat her as one, and like assume that she has her whole like her own like menagerie of things that she's been doing and treasure that she's been acquiring. So when it comes to these components, I'm not going to be too strict about it. Hi, Bird. I'm not going to be too strict about it because I'm going to assume that she is off being an adventurer off table. So she has probably done enough to earn whatever she uses in this in terms of components. And since she's not going to be staying here in this form long term, I'm just not worrying about it too much. If it was something that we were going to have to deal with more regularly, and maybe Matt like wants to make this like the mechanic to bring her back, then maybe we need to think about it a little bit more. But if it's something for one session, I'm not thinking about it too hard. I'm keeping the session moving, and that's it. I know. Also, the one time that Sigil isn't on here, that's how you know it's a good bingo.
So, Hero's Feast,
Crazy.
heal,
Hero's
you gotta pick one.
Hero's Feast raises all of our hit points higher.
Way to humble brag, Pike.
And it makes us more badass.
Let's do the Hero's Feast then.
Alright,
We're
so.
gonna eat up?
Eat up
Fuck
and
yeah,
go.
we're
So,
eating.
alright, so mark off your other 1,000 gold chalice that you had purchased beforehand. I think you're out now, aren't you?
Yes, I believe we need to go shopping.
You needed one more. You had one more, I thought.
She has one more that you can use right now. She purchased 2 before you left.
I don't think. Pike, you wouldn't happen to have 1,000 gold dollar worth chalice on you, would you?
Only astrally.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I would think probably not. All right,
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
You hand over the chalice to Pike. Pike, you take the chalice and you set it down before you. You mark a symbol in the dirt in the center of this tunnel in the shape of a giant rectangular table. You take your holy symbol, move it from your neck, and thrust it into the ground at the head of the table. With that, dust kicks up as it seemingly out of nowhere. This giant table feast just rises.
Oh my god, is it
out
a
of the ground.
holy feast? Do we all do holy damage now?
No, but it's holy shit, it's delicious.
Holy shit, it's delicious.
It is very good. So you guys,
Best line of the night.
benches around and available. You all sit around it and dig into the most delightful mid-tunnel, cold sub-castle breakfast you've ever had.
Give me that pencil.
So you guys all, for the next 24 hours, have advantage on wisdom saving throws. And I believe it's 2d6, is that what it was?
2d10 or 2d8?
I'll look up here.
Advantage?
2d12. I think it's 2d12.
2d12?
Hero's Feast. Nope, 2d10.
Dude, I was also just going to look for like I actually think it's player makes the whole room crack up, but that one's also not on here. I was gonna give it to him.
Everyone, roll 2d10 and add that temporary hit points to your HP value. That includes you too, Pike. So just roll 2d10 and that's temporary hit points on top of your regular hit points.
Nice.
Meaning once those go away, they cannot be healed back.
Still not cracking 100.
Nice.
105. I'll take
And
that.
advantage on wisdom saving throws.
And we're immune to fear
Yep.
and
Seriously?
poison,
Coach.
I think.
Yep, you're immune to poison.
Did you say it's temp HP? Actually, is it?
Immune to fear, immune to poison, and immune to what else?
You just get bonus on wisdom, advantage on wisdom saving throws.
Okay.
Hero's Feast, motherfucker.
Yeah, I just did
Immune to fear, and what was it?
Oh.
Immune to fear and poison.
Poison.
We're immune to fear.
Oh, it's such a good spell. Very expensive. Damn it, that
Yes.
hasn't been clutch. All right. So,
Okay, so I'm gonna just kind of move out some rocks just enough to where I can peek out. Are we ready to go? Are you ready
Go
to rock?
where? What?
So, like, do this.
I'm just gonna start this. We can talk
We're going
as
to
we go.
You gotta go outside first. You gotta go outside.
I'm
first.
going outside.
Okay. We
I'm
gotta
going
move a rock.
outside, and I'm going to start in the. Is it still rainy?
it is not raining currently. The sky's still cloudy and dark, but
So cloudy?
Yeah.
Okay, so I take the clouds and I kind of darken them and do a giant Rolo crest that expands over the whole city.
Okay. So with rocks, we move some to rock.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I mean, small rule lawyer point. Its maximum HP also increases by 2d10 and it gains the same number of HP. This amount can be healed. This is not temp HP. This is their hit point max increasing. So just like with the vampire decreasing the hit point max, this is very much like can be healed. Anyways.
So the way you get a visual of the sky, you kind of lean out, focus, cast your skywrite spell. So mark that spell off, and as you coalesce the clouds to be extremely dark and to form the Rolo crest symbol in the sky, as that happens, you begin to see about 2 minutes later, little beacon lights begin to ignite across the city. Lanterns and torches being lit, and it looks like, as it is probably an hour past dawn, that the surviving remainder of the Whitestone Rebellion is rearing itself to attack.
We should have sang One Day More.
Well, we still can.
night.
But
No,
yes,
game on.
before we do this, I love you all, and I wish us all the best of luck today. I especially love Pike, and I'm so happy she's with us for this. But if some of us don't return, I think that the glory of what we're doing today and the justice of what we're doing today has been worth it. And Percy, I hope you get some sort of redemption in all of this.
To the Rolos.
To the Rolos.
To Whitestone.
To Whitestone.
To Vox Machina.
To Vox Machina.
Vive le de Rolo! Relu! Whatever. Abale Briarwoods.
You may raise your glass and drink if you'd like, Ashley.
Oh, see you later, fan lair. Hero's Face can also stack with the aid spell. Yeah. So more HP.
Oh, there we go.
Should have been in Jerry's pint.
As you guys finish your drink, the hero's feast slowly sinks back into the dirt, leaving the empty tunnel before you. The slight, cold sound of drifting wind through the now freshly barricaded rock exit of the secret passageway begins to reach your ears. What do you wish to do?
Do we want to check the wall? How we get
Yeah, I'm taking point. I want to check out that wall that I sat right in front of.
So I'll go down the tunnel.
Yeah, come on.
I
over.
kind of light up
Very
my
quietly.
hands for light.
Okay.
Very
So,
quietly down the
using the veritable torchlight from Keyleth's burning hands, you guys press down the hallway. Vax taking point. Eventually, you get to the end of the hallway, and it is indeed this tunnel. There's a portion of the stone wall that has been chiseled out. It's not very smooth. It's kind of rough in the way it was constructed, but there is definitely about a foot thick wall that would go to the right and left of you within the dirt that's been chiseled and broken through to reveal this passageway you guys are traversing. Immediately on the other side of this opening, now that you have a better look at it, it looks to be like some sort of stone sculpture or a statue of some kind. You see what looks to be the back. You see what looks to be the backside of some armored soldier, but it's all carved from some sort of marble. At a closer look to person, you see it's carved from the white stone that is actually mined in this.
Do I recognize this part of the passage?
You do. This statue is essentially one of the large things used to hide this exit, and it's just normally shut out of the way. There are a few other boxes immediately adjacent to it, and from what little bit you can glance past it, looks like this section is used for storage of some kind and just filled with whatever random crates and whatever need to be placed down here to keep it out of the way.
Can someone check to make sure it's just a statue?
Can I do like magic Arcana check to see?
Sure.
It's magical, magic trap.
I'm going to perception. 20 on perception.
Natural 20.
Ah.
Making up for those fucking ones.
There you go. As you step up and kind of inspect the back of the statue,
Where is it? Where is it? No, it's not on there of rolls check before Matt asks. I was ready for it on Liam. We could just change it to Liam rolls check before Matt asks at this point.
the stonework is very well done, and there is just a very, very, very faint magical essence to this statue. It's so minuscule, and the only reason you're able to pick it up is you're so
probably the
fine-tuned to seeking out
residual.
that presence. It doesn't have any specific form. It doesn't have a specific school of magic applied to it. It just has a general, very, very faint magical aura.
Is it carved out of the rock?
It's carved out of the white stone.
Gotcha. But it's not like magically trapped. It doesn't
Correct.
seem
It does
like
not appear to have any sort of strong magical presence for a
And if we
specific
touch it, we're
purpose.
not gonna like be possessed.
You
by
don't think
something.
so?
I don't think so.
I silently signal a room. And I slowly stealth around the statue to check out the room.
Okay. It's all pressed against the wall. The widest gap is about that wide. You're going to have to push or shove things out of the way.
can you-
Like, all
can
the
you
crates and
move
stuff are pushed up against it, kind of blocking the whole
It's too
exit.
big for you. Do you need maybe something stronger?
I reached out past my sister and pat him on the shoulder.
Yes?
I think you're up.
Where? Up where?
I think you need to move the fucking statue.
Oh!
Squat. Quietly.
Oh! And gently start to push the statue out of the way.
Make a strength check.
Oh no! Really?
That's the one.
Natural 1.
I'm sorry.
Grog cracks his fingers and kind of grins, stepping up, goes to push the statue, and then pop! Something in your lower back just gives, and oh!
Peacock a little more for us.
The air escapes your lungs, and
I'm gonna, since it was not asked for Liam's check, I'm gonna count nat 1 and 20 rolled in either order. Does this count as a door? It might as well at this point.
it's been a long time since this injury has crept up, but he threw you back out a little.
I slide down and go, I'm so tired. Taking all the glory. What are you guys?
Trinket. Trinket tries to like.
Hey, Trinket, who at this point in time, by the way, guys, takes up a large portion of this tunnel.
Yeah, he
kind
wants
of
to get the fuck out of it.
pushes past you guys and turns around and puts his rump against it and starts to just backing up into it. Go ahead and roll d20.
Please defeat this door.
Fucking doors.
Thanks, Grog's back.
Doors of white stone.
Doors of fucking white stone. Oh god.
Hey, Pike, could I
Add
get one
2
of
to the
those?
roll.
Can I get one of
Only
those
2?
massages, Pike?
I don't add its full strength. It doesn't fucking matter because I rolled a 3. Doors.
Perpetually defeating by passageways and entrances.
Curse you, doors!
Yes, I've got this, guys.
But before we
Oh, no.
Listen, this could potentially be humiliating for all of us, but before we expend any of our arcane abilities, please let us all at least try and fail.
Can we try it?
We all
Before you
push
take out the
together.
damage.
Let's all
We
push
do a group
together.
Push.
As much as we can.
Wait, why are we pushing?
Let's
this?
let's do the
We're
three.
pushing
through it.
Let's do the 1.5 elf push, shall we? You
Us three?
and me, yeah.
Okay, what's the one
I'll
half
for
elf?
sure.
The-
All right.
All right,
Push
so,
as well. All the average-shaped people.
I'm rolling my giant foam dice for
all right,
this.
everyone but Grog can help in this. Grog, you're
Stay
out.
out, gnomes.
I'm helping.
He's helping.
I am not helping.
Oh, I rolled an 18.
1, 8.
11.
Wait, this is just a strength check?
Yeah, adding your strength.
Just strength. 1. 21.
12.
Okay, as a good solid try, all the force of you guys combined, there is just a lot of weight pressed up against the statue. The crates on the other side, the storage room is very full, and you find Vox Machina for all of its journeys, battles, victories, and celebratory events, bested by a room of clutter.
I am very impressed with
Pike, do you want to give it a shot?
I've got this.
biceps.
Yeah.
I turn around, I'm still pushing.
Wait, Pike's gonna do this?
Okay, Pike, go ahead and make a roll d20, add your strength modifier.
Come on, Pike. Come on.
Charge at it.
This is like the lid of a jar, like everybody's loosened it up and Pike's gonna.
What?
19.
Plus your strength modifier?
I rolled an 18 and my strength modifier is low.
All right. As you guys all take a moment, have this discussion, Pike just kind of steps forward, her hair kind of drifting a little bit behind her, like it's just buoyant in the air.
Somebody try it. Please try it.
She steps up and centers herself, sets her shield to the side, puts her mace down, closes her eyes, puts her hands on the statue, and just begins to shove and push. As she does, you guys hear.
Seriously?
Well, I could have done
And
that.
the crates begin to push and move out of the way, and she pushes the statue a good 6 feet ahead, pushing some out of the way, leaving a little bit of opening and a visual walkway into this basement
Look at
area.
that. Must be nice to have this.
Pike, you saved the day again.
Mrs. Shorthalt, you are amazing.
Well, fine.
I
Trinket gives a.
Pike, will you carry me over the threshold?
Wait. I fist bump Pike, pop my hood up, and then quietly go into the room. Yeah, I'm the best person to do this.
Can I have Trinket step on my lower back, please?
Trinket's
Okay.
really good at that.
Trinket does really good at massages. Trinket begins
Massage.
stepping on you. You hear the.
Thank God.
So I'm gonna have you roll stealth check
29 for
with
stealth.
disadvantage.
Disadvantage. So then
Because of
that's-
Grog's moaning at the massage.
That's fine. That balances out, and my first roll was a 29 total.
Okay. All right. So you disappear in. It's very dark in here. There's one sconce that appears to be getting a bit of flickering light across the way as you step out of this chamber into what looks to be two paths that go to the right and the left and then curve and disappear. Right across from you appears to be almost like a central room or space. You can make a little bit of visual around you, but the best you can see is there are a series of bars, like cells, arranged across some of the walls here. You appear to have stumbled upon the subterranean Whitestone dungeon or prison.
Can you help me understand the makeup of it again? You said two passages, one to the left, one to the right, and a
Correct.
chamber directly ahead between them?
rooms.
Correct.
I know we got two paths, but he said there's a room as well.
This will be a good perspective for you.
I just so happen to have a room drawn.
That's where you guys came through.
Yeah.
And you're just see this path here,
yeah.
here, and there you see cells on this side.
Right. Does there look like, is there anything good in the room, the kind of storage room that we're in?
Oh, you're in the storage room?
Yeah.
Make an investigation check.
Yeah, I'd start opening up crates.
Okay.
6. It's not great.
Okay, I don't want to be like, why are we not using that map? Like, it feels like this is the exact situation that we would want to be using that map that he just showed us. Or is that a different map? That he's just like, oh, it looks like this other area. Maybe that's it. Because I was like, wait, why? If you have it, let's just look at it. But as I've said before, as I will say again, just a small, quick little mock-up on a whiteboard. That is your best friend here. Just, again, like, could take you, like, literally 2 seconds of, like, from what I understand this to be, it is literally just like, you guys are here, there's a big chamber over there, and there is a corridor that way. Boom, I've done it. And you guys are here. 3 seconds. Like, that's all you need. None of this has to be right when it comes to, like, you know, you don't have to have, like, oh, this is fucking 10 feet. What a short hallway. Like, you don't have to have any of that. You just draw, like, the generic layout so that they know, you know, at least generally what's going on. That high quality stone scrape effect from Matt that was a very good sound effect. It was very, very nice. Should Matt makes a really cool SFX be on the Vingo? It could be. It totally could be. If it's not already in suggestions, feel free to add it. For anything that we've talked about tonight, if it's not already in the bingo suggestions, which is in the Discord, feel free to get on in there and add it. Get in the comments, as they say.
8.
Okay. There's a lot of broken building materials.
18.
18. Okay. Looking around, you see there's work materials. There's pickaxes. There's crowbars. There's things that are used in various tool-based means throughout the uses of a castle. Most of them are for grounds repair and things like that. Nothing particularly interests you. There are a few crates that have residual white stone in them, but it appears that most of it's been just used or taken elsewhere.
Like white stone dust?
Like dust and small rocks here and there.
Can I gather some up in a bag?
Sure.
Yeah, I pick up a few pieces too.
Never
know.
You seeing both those paths?
So both paths, and there's a room closer to me, right?
Yeah, around the way to your left, you see that's the source of the little bit of sconce torchlight.
All right. Into my little earring. I say, just, I'm not doing anything fucking crazy. I'm just going to go ahead. This is the only thing I can do. And I move quietly into the closed root chamber.
Okay, as you're moving forward, you hear behind you the sound of crates shifting, lids moving, because searching through a room of...
And I will say, you know, we talked about comm hacks a couple of times with their earrings last two sessions, or last 2 streams. this is a great example of, like, we talk about the blink belts, like, enabling Vax's gameplay. I would say the number one thing that the earrings do for the entire party is enable Vax's class fantasy, or Liam's class fantasy in this case, because it is much easier to play this kind of rogue if you can beam messages back to your friends. I mean, it's literally why the psionic rogue in Tasha's gets that as one of their core abilities. Because it just makes it easier to do this sort of class fantasy. And, like, beyond everything else it does, if it was a situation where if he had to go out and then come back and they had to make a plan, like, okay, you're going to be gone for this many minutes, then you're going to come back, otherwise, because if he gets fucking gonked on the back of the head and goes down, it is very hard, without these comm hacks, it is very hard for the players to justify using that meta knowledge, which is the problem that these comm hacks solve, right? If you know, as a player, are like, oh no, the rogue got knocked on the back of the head. Now we all, you know, need to go and save them, but we don't know because either our plan hasn't elapsed or we didn't set up a plan in the first place. Like, oh no, we're fucked. But if you have the comm hacks and you can just be like, hey, Vax, what's your status? And then he doesn't reply, you can be like, oh no, he didn't reply. Let's go check on him. Like, it can be that simple to then marry up your player and your character knowledge. Which, the ease at which the rest of the party can marry that information up just means that it's that much easier to play that class fantasy as the rogue in this case.
Large cluttering crates makes noise. You take a few steps and that happens and you're like, and you hear echoing from around the corner a voice go, hello, is someone there? It's a really crackly, dry voice.
I stop moving entirely and I just wait.
Hello? Silence.
And can I hear anything besides that? There's nothing else I hear besides that in this room.
From what you can tell, no.
And there's no dim light or anything?
The only dim light is coming from around that corner, from the source of that sound.
Okay, I should be able to see then if there's dim light. Up to 60 feet.
Right. Nothing immediately in your visual perspective. If you go all the way to the edge, you can look past the corner if you want.
Okay.
See,
slowly back up.
Okay.
Away from that.
And this is another example of, like, him not being, like, fully aware of, like, what the layout is, what everything's going on. Yeah, no spoilers. We're zooming through this ep. Could have been a one-parter, but that would have messed with scheduling. Yeah, there are going to be times like that. Like, there are going to be nights where it's just gonna be a short stream, you know, if we're zooming through it, if it's combat heavy, or if I just don't have a ton to say. Like, you know, sometimes that'll happen. I have faith that Megan will find something to talk about somehow, some way if this stream runs too short. Maybe. Although it might just be a short fucking stream. Sometimes, you know, it'll just be like that, and I'll have we'll all have an early night off. I mean, it's the corollary to last episode when I was like, hey, like, I'm gonna talk about what I want to talk about, and that's just how it's gonna be. So the corollary of that, like, there's nothing I want to talk about, I'll just end stream early. Like, it'll just be like that. Transformative. But yeah, that's yeah.
And creep up the hall and stop at the corner before it turns, and I just lean my head out and I listen.
Okay. Perception check.
27.
Okay. Listening for a second, you hear what sounds like some shifting, like a body shifting over some sort of low crumpling. It sounds almost like grasses or hay or some sort of soft bedding is being shifted a little bit.
Okay.
You hear a clink of metal of some kind. You're not sure quite what the source is, and a couple of other small, like, shifting, grinding sounds of metal. It comes to a halt.
Got it. So I tiptoe all the way back to everybody and say, listen, stop doing that.
Give me that.
Stop. There's two passageways up the way. I think we're in some sort of dungeon.
I could
There is a
probably
little old man or little old woman
Very
in
much so.
one of them.
This is where you woke up, where Cassandra pulled you out.
Absolutely the dungeon.
I had surmised as much. There's possibly an old person in one, and then sounds of something. So Both of the chambers are occupied. I came back here to confer with you instead of going off on my own because it gets me in trouble.
That's all you got.
So much.
Let's go talk
One
to
time
the
only.
Let's go talk to the old prisoner.
Thoughtful person you are.
What do you want to do?
I'm sure they're prisoners.
Do you want to talk to the possibly old person?
Should
The
we
crazy eyes
ask
thing?
Percy what he
What's up, Seth Eshel? No, we're part 1 of episode 32 was last time. Or is Against Tie to Bone? Is there a part? No. Okay, so Against Tie to Bone is just one episode. Yeah, no. Just we're finishing episode 32 tonight. But what's up? How you doing?
Well, I don't like seeing myself.
You right now are kind of staring off into space because you recall the last time you were here, you woke up in a cell next to a cell that contained a pile of bodies of previously related members of your family.
I would like to
Cassandra
start making
ushered
my
you.
way in that direction.
Okay. So as you guys have this
The old
conversation,
person?
Percy just starts walking.
Looks like we're going.
Percy, you might want to take out one of those contraptions of yours.
Before he goes, I cast Pass Without a Trace on everyone.
Okay. Everyone who wishes to be stealthy can be stealthy.
I'm rolling along with Percy.
Yeah.
I'm being stealthy.
Okay. Everyone will stealth.
Another
Me
one?
too. I'm super stealthy.
We'll keep. All right. We'll keep with your consistent roll currently.
15.
Okay. With plus 10.
That's with
Fucking
the
roll
plus.
down.
It's 30 this time.
All right.
Be stealthy, roll.
21.
At least try. Add 10. Because I cast Pass Without a Trace.
Oh, 40 this time.
Had to.
Only with her.
Only be like. What'd you get, Grog?
26.
Okay.
Begrudging.
You guys all move as a group forward. Pike, what'd you get? It rolls roll your stealth roll. Plus 10 to it.
I got 3.
Plus 10 is 13.
13, okay.
Could I give a 7 of mine?
You guys push down the left hallway. With the right one.
Which I'm heading towards whichever
prisoner
cell had been mine.
The cell that would have been yours would be. It's kind of the opposite side of the room from you. On the other side, the fastest way would be taking the left path towards the light source.
The left path.
Okay. So you guys head that direction, kind of following Percy
That's not the
quietly.
direction of the voice.
Yes,
It is.
yes, it is.
Yep.
Oh, it is?
Yep. You move towards the light. You guys turn on the corner and look. Not in the cell that you're in, but across the way, because there's like 6 cells, 3 on each side of the hallway facing each other. And on the far cell, on the wall, on the outside wall side of it, you see there's a torch sconce that is lit and kind of just slowly crackling. It's almost like almost each ember period, like it's about to be changed out probably. And inside you see sitting, just squat in the ground in a cell by herself, this woman kind of facing away, back up against the bars. And that's all you can see.
Drawing a blade just in case.
As I approach, I put my finger over my mouth and look at her.
She
Does she see us?
She's looking away.
She's facing away from you guys. Her back's up against the bars, so she's kind of
Oi, hello. Shh.
turns her head and looks over, and you see the first time you see her face. Much older woman, probably in her early 70s or so, but 70s living, in a not very 70 years in a hard life. So very, very deep, sunken wrinkles. The skin is very weathered. Her hair is mostly whitish gray with a little bit of, you can see, remaining reds and browns in it. At some point, she might have had a much brighter color hair. Her clothing is pretty ragged, and she leans over and looks to you guys, kind of squinting her eyes in the darkness.
If you want to get out of here, don't speak loudly.
All right. Who is this?
We're friends. We're here to help.
She's still kind of looking out into the darkness. She can't see you guys.
Oh.
She just hears your voices.
Who are you?
Who are you?
She's being very guarded right now and very spooked.
In the darkness, I hand, stupidly, my flame-tongue dagger to Scanlan again and push him forward with it.
I hold it up to my face. I grin a big grin to her and I say, hello, we're friends. We're here to bust you out of this place. Can you tell us who you are?
I'm Gloria. Gloria Sin.
Gloria Sin?
How'd you find your way in here?
We are ninjas.
She looks very confused at you.
Are you friend or foe?
We're
Do
friends.
you work with Briarwoods?
No, we are against the Briarwoods and all they stand for. We're here to save you, the prisoners, the village, everyone we can.
And all of you step forward at this point, or is it just you?
Just him.
Okay.
Mr. High Charisma.
I am not alone. I have friends with me.
We're here.
Some of whom look quite scary, so don't be alarmed if a bear stands right behind me.
A bear?
It's a good bear. It's the best kind of bear.
He's the cutest.
Who's that?
That's my friend, Vex. Vex, come forward.
As I kind of walk up a little bit behind Scanlan and I insight check her to see what the fuck is
Okay,
that.
one sec.
What the?
I don't know. They've all been betraying me. Don't you?
Wow, pretty good.
Oh, that's good. That's good. 24.
24, okay. I mean, she's in a cell in a dungeon and looks to be fairly spooked but also guarded. Not much to read beyond the fact that she's an old woman in a dungeon.
No.
I mean, she's definitely like staying guarded in the circumstance, but you're not picking up any sort of strange animosity.
did the
Or,
Briarwoods
Why have you been locked up?
and you just know these voices are coming out of the darkness. She's like,
I came up from Drina to ask why the waters are growing brackish. Fish float downstream dead and taste of ash these days. And Delilah laughed and threw me in here, saying I'd fare a better offering than a fisherman. That's the last I know.
Offering.
I've been here
How
for
long?
another week.
A week. That's it.
I would say it's almost safer for her down here for
Yeah.
now.
Yeah,
So here's the thing.
We're great with old people. this?
They don't take prisoners.
There's a lot of violence that's gonna happen.
We should unlock that. We should
No.
unlock this cage.
We should keep her in here.
Yeah, they don't
What are you talking about?
They don't take prisoners. Why is she fucking dead?
She can run out the tunnel that we came in.
Why don't we can unlock her? We just let her book for it.
Wait, if we destroy the Briarwoods, it will be no trouble to come down here and let anyone out who's down here. If she's who
The Grog is like, oh, they don't take prisoners, but she just said that Delilah said that she would make a better offering. So one of the seals that is holding our boy S-Dog Smokey the Bandit inside the ziggurat is like a blood seal. It needs like a certain amount of lives, and I bet that the life doesn't count if they raise it afterwards. Like, it needs like the body, it needs the blood. And so you gotta stab enough people into the door to like get enough blood, you know, like Scanlan peeing on a vampire. You need to pee the blood onto the door, and then with enough of that, the door will open. That's what I think is going on. So that's why she's in here. I mean, it would depend on how long she's been here, though. Maybe they can only make the offerings a certain amount of times. It is kind of weird that she's here. Like, I agree with Grog in general that it's like, why don't they just fucking march her right on down to the ziggurat and just do that? So kind of weird that she's here, but also, I don't know. They're busy vampires. They're off being sexy somewhere. Maybe they don't got the time, you know? They gotta do taxes and shit. I don't know.
she says she is. We don't know. We can't trust
Madam,
anyone right
good madam, when you were brought into the castle, can you tell us anything about where you were brought? Were you brought before the queen? She's a queen, right?
Yes,
The lady.
Were you brought before the lady? If so, in what room? Where was it? How big was it? How many guards were in there?
They brought me. They brought me into the main grand
Casket.
throne chamber to speak with the lord and lady. They ushered me through the halls, and we waited for about an hour for them to arrive. Apparently, they were busy elsewhere.
See, they're busy.
Brief discussion. They laughed at me and threw me in here.
You have beautiful eyes. Did those eyes see anything in that grand throne room? Entrances and exits, large windows, anything?
Son of a bitch, I am Scanlan. Oh no, or I am Sam Riegel. I say that exact sort of shit all the time. My characters say that sort of thing almost word for word. Like, the other day, I was sneaking around somewhere I shouldn't have been, and we got down there, and the guy was like, yo, friend, like, what are you doing around here? And I was like, oh, you know, not much. And I'm so glad that you said friend, because I also consider you a friend. And, you know, generally, like, friends don't ask into each other's business, you know? Like, that sort of shit is exactly how I play my characters as well. They're all being sexy vampires doing taxes. Look, no. It was a comma. It's not a colon. It's a comma. AKL, or like a not a semicolon either. They're off. They are off. That's the description. Big sexy vampires, comma. Maybe also doing taxes. No king shaming, that's true. I've had too many characters with hags to trust old ladies anymore. That's also fair. That is very, very fair.
Oh, all of them. Oh, yes.
I will say.
Oh, fuck.
They brought me
Never
down.
mind, man. Were there any guards? Many guards. Lots of guards.
There were many guards there. I'd heard of dark things happening in this castle, but when I was escorted through, I saw things in the courtyard. Shambling things. Things that should not be alive.
Oh.
Tens, dozens.
Dungeon.
I did not feel right at that moment, and then my fate was brought into this terrible cell.
He just kind of looks about.
Has anybody been coming down and feeding you?
Every now and then,
Not on a regular basis.
I love it.
every day or so, they bring it.
Okay, so this is something that is like a whole If you ever saw my reaction stream to the Jaquessing the Dungeon concept that was by, I think, Mapcrow, or Jaquessing isn't by Mapcrow, but I watched Mapcrow's video on it and talked about it. this is like one of the core things towards making a dungeon really, really cool is having multiple entrances and exits to it. So like talking about the courtyard with all of these shambling things in it is very cool. And like them having this alternate path in that maybe I think one of my like rules of thumb is have two, maybe like one entrance that is obvious, but that is maybe blocked or you know, kept secret, or not secret, but like kept away somehow, and then like a secret exit or a secret entrance. Like again, like the rule of threes sort of shit. But just in general, having multiple entrances into your dungeon can make them feel so much cooler and dynamic. So like already I'm hearing about this courtyard. It's like, oh, that's stuff that they would have had to fight if they had gone in through the courtyard, if they'd gone in through the front. So already like very, very interesting, very cool. I like that little bit of it a lot.
Enough to subsist on.
As she's talking, I'm going to just see if there's any sort of arcana or magical incantation on her, or any sort of possession. Is that something I can check for?
Do you have a detect magic spell?
Magic
No,
or something?
I do.
No, but can I just do an arcana check, or is that not?
I mean, what do you?
I don't know.
Arcana is more like inspecting like a close area to see if there is the nature of an arcane enchantment or something on it. You don't actually like sense it.
All right, then I do nothing. I sing a little song to her.
What are you gonna do?
Nothing.
You can detect magic?
I can dispel magic.
Try it.
No, because then that's a spell.
It's a spell. It's a third level spell.
All right, she's fine.
Oh.
Let's leave her.
Is she?
I can do it.
Why is she not dead? Why is she not
because
dead?
you're gonna use her
You're
as an
going to
offering.
feed her to something.
Yeah, you're gonna eat her.
Let's feed her to trinket. And go
I
on.
have, they're not much, but I have rations and a water skin, and I toss them through the bars of a cell.
She grabs them as soon as they come to the cell, kind of grabs them to herself.
We'll be back.
You're very kind.
Do you know if anyone else is in the dungeon down here with you?
I've not seen or heard anyone else. Occasional wails, soft, mournful moans, and I stay quiet. I stay very still.
Hide in the corner. Stay quiet.
please
too.
let
No, you're fucking staying in that cell. If things go bad upstairs, it won't matter if you're in there or not.
If you please.
There are things upstairs.
Man, Cabium hitting me with that technically correct. Technically, Scanlan did sing a song. He did narrate that. That's fucking canon. And I can't fight canon. That's true.
That we can't protect you from, that we are going to deal with first.
And there are creatures on the road and in the woods, and quite frankly, you're safer right now. If we do what we've come here to do, we will come back for you.
There is war outside right
Don't you
now.
worry.
If there is war, then that's the time to leave when there is distraction.
Can you raise a blade? Can you fight?
I can run. I made it up here north, didn't I? I've lived in these
Send
lands
us-
for quite some time. I know
Send
how
her
to
down the
survive.
tunnel.
As a decoy?
We can come back for
Leave her.
Please, please don't
Don't
leave me.
trust
I don't know what's going on.
This is awful.
Is it? Leave her.
That's you're the only one who can pick the lock.
Ma'am,
Put it all on
you
him.
must trust me
It's
when I
true.
say.
You don't have keys. I'm assuming she's locked in there, right?
You can
Let's
check the cell door.
leave her. Let's leave her. Ma'am,
Don't-
ma'am,
please,
you
please
must,
do not.
You must believe me when you say you are much safer here than above.
Her fate is intertwined with our own. If she leaves, she's a very good chance of being killed. If we go forward and succeed, we come back and she lives. If we go forward and she dies, she's where she is. This is the
Let me
best
take the
place
fate
for
into
her.
my own hands. I don't mean any wrong here, but I have no reason to really trust you either. How can I show my trust? How can I...
You can be quiet.
I can be quiet. Do not leave me here to waste and die.
Won't.
What if you don't succeed? What if you fall and whatever follow you're making your way into this castle for, and I waste away down here myself?
I'm just
Please,
giving you food and water. We'll be back within 24 hours. Come on, we're going. We're going.
Hold on.
please.
Ma'am, here. I'm giving you a magical whip. It will protect you against anyone who comes down here. Just hold it up, and it will chase away any demons.
You're coming out of the. You're the only one who's out of the light now.
Yeah, I'm
The
right.
first one, I'm right. He was the first
Right, but
one.
everyone else is still in the shadow. His
Yeah.
voice is coming out.
She can kind of see me because I kind of went down towards him.
Okay. She kind of steps a little closer, like to use. You hold the whip out, and she kind of grabs your hand with her left hand and kind of pulls it.
Please, don't leave me here. I can fend for my own. Just don't leave me here.
Terrible about this.
I step forward now,
shit.
behind Scanlan.
She, like,
Super fucking intimidating. If things go well upstairs, we'll be back. If when we leave, you make a peep, you won't ever again.
Make an intimidation check.
Damn, broad triple intimidation.
14.
She shrinks back. She starts making it from you, and she kind of looks at you for a second and sits down, frustrated in the bottom of the cell, and just kind of.
Then go. Leave me. Useless.
Let's try the other side.
Eat that lambus bread.
I take them.
Was it a magical whip or just a piece of rope?
It was toilet paper.
Let's check the other side.
There's
Anything
guards
else
on
you
the
guys
other side, I think.
No. There's something. I don't know what I could make out what I was hearing. It sounded like hay or grass or something moving, so I don't think so.
Someone's sleeping.
I think it was the straw on her bottom of her cell, right?
No.
Like someone asleep
That
in
was
the
her passage. There's another passage to presumably another
Oh god.
set of cells. So I will skip along quietly 20 feet ahead of you all.
Okay.
And try to see.
Old people love us.
You
We're the worst.
skid around the corner, go make a perception check.
21.
Yeah. Looking about the cells, they all appear to be empty. You do catch a couple of rats skittering through some of the brush. Nothing really is the source of that scraping metal sound.
This is the second room.
This is, go around the way and there's another set of cells. Nobody else in the other cells.
This is where I heard something before.
You heard it kind of echoing around the other hallway, so it could be amorphously from the same source that she came from or near the cells. So.
And my perception... Let's come up here and look around.
I
I
sneak
don't
up.
see anything, but I feel like something's here.
Can we sense anything?
How long, by the way, how long has this all taken?
Since you left the symbol there,
The tunnel left the tunnel. Since we've incited the rebellion.
20 minutes.
Jesus. We gotta start cooking, guys.
Pike, is there anything here? Do you sense anything in this room?
No, I feel weird about this old woman.
Yeah, me too.
All right, so there was dungeon and dungeon, set of cells, but you said...
There is, past her cells, a... Hey, map!
I'm not getting to see it yet.
Now you've gone through this whole thing, you can see now.
Let's memorize where we're all going to go.
She's in this cell over here.
Okay.
You come around here and you can see there are 2 cells this way, a cell this way, and then these sets of cells.
Which
There is
one
a
was the old lady?
stairway that curves up to the
Yeah, which
first
one was the
floor.
old lady in?
She was right.
This one right
Why don't we just have this map? What's going on? What? Matt, why are you holding out on us? Give us the fucking map. What? Am I missing something? Am I going crazy? Why is this map not out on the table? That could have alleviated so much confusion right now.
There.
I think we should let her out.
Did you guys give her something to eat?
Yeah, we gave her food and
I
water.
gave her food and water.
Did she eat it?
She scrabbled at it.
She brought it to her, but she didn't eat it immediately, no.
That's
Because she's
weird.
not hungry because she hasn't been
And then
there
we
for
didn't
a
see her
while.
eat it?
No.
So, do we see anyone else in any of the cells?
No.
At this point, I grabbed my sister. I
You
said,
do-
come on,
you-
we're going to check the cells, and we look at every single one now.
Okay, you go through every cell. There's nobody living in them. You do see a few of the cells have long decomposed corpses. Piles of bones, mostly picked clean by the rats or whatever creatures live in here. But from your best knowledge of decomposition through your experiences, nothing fresher than like the past year maybe.
I walk back up to the old woman.
Why did you roll a die?
Not hungry or thirsty, I take it.
I'm gonna go grog.
Okay, just
I was fed up with this morning. I have to make this.
Vox Machina's Patreon level's too low to unlock maps. He doesn't like to put maps out before combat. I mean, maybe, I guess. I feel like if you have a map, if you have prepped it, fucking put it out. Like, just for reference, don't have them put minis on it. Just, like, so it feels like a lot of this right now, we're slowing this down a lot. Mainly because the theater of the mind is failing. And, like, theater of the mind, to be very, very clear, is not, like, ineligible or, like, not, I don't remember what the word is. Theater of the mind is very acceptable. Like, it's a very acceptable way to play, but if you are doing purely theater of the mind, there are other things that you have to take into consideration about how you describe everything to constantly remind them of the layout. Whereas, like, I'm not a theater of the mind DM. Even when I am doing, like, no prepped maps, I'm always still drawing things out on a whiteboard just to give them a relative version of the layout. I think he doesn't want them to see the whole map yet, and maybe he doesn't have a way to cover it well enough. We've seen him cover things with construction paper before. I mean, maybe. It's very, very possible. Since we are fastly approaching the end of the episode, switch to 1x? Sure, why not? We'll watch a little bit of it on 1x. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, wow, we really did blow through this episode. Was this shorter than normal? I don't think it was. How long was this half? This was, I guess, an hour and 21 minutes. Damn, really, time really did fly, and it feel like I wasn't, like, watching, like, really long chunks. I think I was just pausing really consistently for, like, good chunks of time. Weird. Anyways. He said now you've been through the area or something like that, so maybe he didn't want them to see it before their characters saw it all. I mean, that's fair. But again, we've had him put maps out before and, like, cover up parts of them. So, which I think is, like, pretty typical for, like, if you make a map, then you put Fog of War on it for, what they have or haven't seen. That was, like, how we ran the Ember Hold and most of the maps that they run through. Yeah, that's weird. He has so many maps, I think it would be a lot of time mess to go through them to find each one. He pulled it up earlier. I think that's the thing, is, like, he pulled it up earlier and, like, showed them it and then put it away. And I'm like, wait, why did what's going on? This is something where, like, it's very clearly purposeful. And when I see something this purposeful, where it's like, like a lot of the things that I criticize Matt for are like some of them are purposeful, but like I get it, and it's like, oh, that's like a difference of opinion, or I don't really like that, or different tables, different strokes for different folks, whatever. There's a lot of that, but when I look at something and I'm like, they are doing that on purpose and I don't get it, that's where I like really scratch my head, but I don't want to like make too many assumptions about why he's doing it or not doing it. Because like it could just be that there's like a very specific reason for it that I don't get. This is one of the times where it's like, man, I kind of wish I was fucking on Twitter back then so I could have like asked him this question, This is one of the things that I'd really be curious to like get an answer on, like, why didn't you put out the maps? Because he might have like a very insightful answer that is just like very like, difference in styles that I'd be really curious to know. Fewer pauses, shorter pause talks. Yeah, weird. That's so crazy though. It's such an extreme difference. We're only at 2 hours. Like I wouldn't have thought that. But yeah, just fewer pauses, I guess. Which, to be fair, not a lot has really happened this episode or this half. It's been a lot of like them talking and them, kind of getting stuck on doors. So, but yeah, maybe he didn't have time to prepare Fog of War. Maybe, but I mean, it's very, very possible. But I don't know. That doesn't seem like it would be the whole story. Like he's done the Fog of War before, and it doesn't take that long to put out, especially for a map that size. I don't know. I think this is his normal probably. Practice with maps as I know him doing it. But from start to this point, I can see it as weird since he has taken out maps before. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. When you're saying like normal practice of like not putting out the map until they are in combat, I guess. Yeah, like just like trying to keep it like really firmly planted in Theater of the Mind. I mean, I think that can work, but I am, and again, like Theater of the Mind is a very valid way to play, but it is super not my cup of tea and not my expertise to go like full Theater of the Mind, absolutely no reference frame. I think, is it Ginny D who's a big Theater of the Mind DM? I can't remember. There's a popular D&D creator that is very Theater of the Mind heavy. They might have some recommendations, but if you're looking to go like zero reference, like visual reference, I am not the one to give you that advice. Putting out maps makes the players expect combat, so I think he doesn't pull it out in case the players decide to skip combat. I mean, I guess it makes them expect it if that is the precedent that you set. I don't think it inherently makes them expect that. Especially like if you have it and you put it out when it would be a good reference frame. To me, maps, like especially pre-prepared maps, just mean that the area is important in some way, which is a level of like spoilers and like meta knowledge of like, hey, this area was important enough that I whipped up a map for it. So that's again where I would go to those like crude whiteboard references. But when we talk about like meta constraints, I know that Matt's talked about how he used to do a lot of whiteboard stuff, but he is across the room now. So there is the meta constraint of maybe he would have normally like whipped this out on a whiteboard, but because of the actual play component and the setup of the room, he like can't anymore. That's very, very possible that there's that level of meta constraint. Yeah, maps, Mercer seldom maps. So he accidentally trained his players to associate maps equals combat. That kind of makes sense. It very much could. Which I can see how that would happen. Of like, if you train your players into that through like consistent behavior, then it could lead towards you biasing them in a direction that you don't necessarily want them to be biased as a DM. And as they go on, they get way better at knowing and understanding everything that's going on. The players get so much better, so I'm excited for you to see them grow. I mean, that's sick. That's sick as hell. I'd say right now, I mean, I don't blame the players at this junction for not understanding. I don't want to say this is like a super confusing layout, but even a layout this complicated where like a room or like a hallway fades into a room, fades into a hallway, can be hard for players to grasp in their heads, or maybe it's just hard for me to grasp in my head, because I just have trouble picturing things in general. I have a very, very weak mind's eye, which is one of the reasons that I love maps so much, and I'm so like, I don't want to say like obsessed with maps, but one of the reasons I'm so into maps is because it gets things out of my brain. And like why I like having reference images for things, because it is really hard for me to like hold things in my mind's eye. Really, really hard for me to imagine those things. So that also might be a bias on my side of being like, no, I get it. I like in my head, I'm like, I would never be able to follow this shit. So that might be part of it for me. Maps Mercer makes maps meaning menacing moments. So, oh my God, we're sousing in here. Perkins, Holmes, etc. Really, lots of TOM DMs and actual plays. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. I think he's just got a lot to keep track of. In C2, he gives the maps to the players so they can track it how they want and shifts the responsibility to them. That's a great way to handle it. I love that. I am much more of like if I have a map, I'm using it. Like, I don't care what you do in it. And so, speaking of like player training, if I have a prepared map and we go somewhere that I have a prepared map, that map's getting slapped down. Like, it is frame one. It is instant. So my players never, if they see a map, that just means that I had one, which is a level of information. It means that I cared about this area and like thought that them knowing more information about the layout would be important or could be important, but they don't know that it necessarily means combat. It could mean puzzles. It could just be that the layout was kind of confusing, and I wanted them to be able to see it. It could mean a lot of things. Matt Mercer makes materializing maps mean metagaming moments. Oh my God, it's building. It's growing. The machine keeps building on itself.
Last.
Keep you well fed here, do they?
No. But if you eat it all at once, you'll have nothing to keep you over to the next time.
Yeah, have a little nibble.
She gives you a strange look.
Have a little nibble.
Take some of the rations and...
Dude, if this chick is normal, this is fucking crazy. Like, I understand, and I think that this sort of speaks to how paranoid they are at the end of this arc. And I think a lot of D&D players like deal with this level of paranoia. But I think in this arc specifically, with the Briarwoods, with people being charmed, like this level of paranoia makes sense, and I am like, I don't want to say I'm proud of Matt, but like it's really cool that he was able to access this. And sometimes I discourage this level of paranoia with either narration or with, some small narrative consequences that are mostly flavor fluff, but, kind of smack them a little bit into like, hey, don't be paranoid of anything. I mean, I say right after you remember that I also will randomly roll dice behind my table. I keep their paranoia at a fine tune. But this is super cool. I think for this arc and this setting, this level of paranoia is entirely appropriate for the characters and the players to be exhibiting. So I love seeing it because I think it means that you are setting up the right kind of tones, C2 is almost entirely Dwarven Forge areas for combat, so he tries to hold off until combat. And that's, again, kind of another meta, I guess, concern of, like, the sponsor and the fucking material and terrain. Yeah, that makes sense. Matt Mercer materializes marvelous map moments. Not apparent with the paper mat era, but he'll make 2 to 3 for if something happens and just relocates the terrain. Oh, interesting. I mean, I know that Matt also loves making maps, so I can imagine that that's like a soothing thing for him. It's the same thing for me. I love making maps. So like I will focus a lot more on that sort of thing. Like when I've been prepping for the first Unshot, I made the very general plot, and when I say general plot, I'm talking like 3 paragraphs total. And then I started making maps. Like that is what I dove into. I made the like middle exploration map, I made the dungeon map, I made the village map. Like those are what I went into, because having those for me helps me materialize like the rest of the plot, character's story, by like filling in blanks on my map. So that's super fair. If she'd presented as an actual monster, they would have made friends in a heartbeat. But because she's a plain old human, suspicion. It's not paranoia if they're really out to get you, yeah. Paranoia is the normal mental state of the D&D player. It is. And that is why it's a fickle thing that you have to keep at a fine tune. Like, you can't have them be so paranoid that they, like, you know, that they like, get fucked up and they're, like, fucking up the pace because they're going so slow because they're so paranoid. But you want them to be just paranoid enough to like match the tone of the arc you're going for. It's a hard thing to strike. Based on prior experience, it wouldn't surprise me if Vox Machina's BBEG is going to end up being an old person who makes doors. The door crafter! We've finally tracked you down through the portcullis, through the drawbridge. We've passed all your tests, door maker. And then the door maker turns around with a small mimic door in their hand. Ah, Vox Machina, you found me. But did you expect this? And it just like drops a door in front of them like the price is fucking right. Oh, man. Map Master masterfully manufactures magnificent maps, menacingly meaningful. I remember the players remarking on the sadness of Matt having to schlep multiple unused, still covered maps, the DF run pre-map room, back to his car after a game. Dude, that's why I've told you guys a lot of times when I'm making maps, I keep it, I only make like 80% of a map until like the session before, if I'm like sure they're going to get used. I keep them vague, and even once I make that other 20% of like putting it into the scene and like locking down its location, a lot of times I'll still keep the layout, because if the dungeon runs well or the map runs well and people really like it, I'll take that layout, you know, like switch some things around, maybe, you know, reflavor it, change some elevations, you know, make it to where it is visually and like experientially a very different map, but I didn't have to remake a good layout. I could just reflavor the layout to fit something new, especially if the new thing is quasi-similar to the old thing. It really, really helps. So an unused map is never an unused map. You can always use it again later for something else. I love maps that can't draw them. Oh, no, I can't draw either. I am absolute dog trash at drawing. But I can make graphs and make very shittily drawn maps. And, you know, my players know I'm not an artiste, so, you know, they put all of that, like the art, into their mind's eye. And sometimes I'll use things like Incarnate, you know, to actually, like, draw something out like that. But, can't be the door maker. You need to give them a chance to win. Eric, you see before you a gazebo. My characters are never paranoid. Maybe that's why they keep getting killed. You just gotta roll more dice that don't mean anything behind your screen. That'll up their paranoia. Yeah, I love having and using maps, but I never make them just in case it isn't, just cause it isn't really my thing. Yeah, you gotta focus on your thing as a DM. Like, if you love making characters, just fill your world to the brim with cool characters and let the characters flush out your organizations and your locations and everything beyond that. If you really like coming up with biomes or locations or settlements, like focus on those. Just focus on the thing that draws you to DMing and let everything else flow out from that. At least that's how I find success in not burning out. Like, you really focus on the thing. I focus like 70% of my prep on like world building and maps, not on characters. And then like 20% of my prep goes to characters. In terms of time. Just because like characters like are like my second favorite thing, and then the other 10% is everything else. And that is how I don't burn out, is I focus on the things that I like. I think that's a really, really big focus. That is a really, really good thing to do as a DM. No, you cannot use remaps. Everything is concrete. Nothing is fluid. Everything is set in stone.
Breaks it off.
It's good.
It's not the finest of stone fish, but it'll do.
Cooking with Grog!
Old people love us.
Yeah, we're just the worst to old.
Why are you so spiteful, giant man?
Because I don't trust you, old woman.
Can I quietly
Kill
prick
her?
a little hole into my palm just so like I start bleeding a little bit? Just very tiny.
Can I ask what for?
Oh, that's a great
What?
idea.
Can I ask what for?
That's a great idea.
Totally fair. Totally fair question as a DM. Like 1,000%. Like, you're gonna let her do it regardless, but you want to mentally prep yourself as she does. At least I would let her do it regardless. Although she is an astral thingy, so that's a secondarily good question for the DM to be like, is it a visual thing? Is it the fact that there's actually blood because you're like a projection? That's super great clarifying question on Matt's part, which you need. Like, you should not be afraid to just like clarify as a DM, vice versa, clarify as a player. Like, can I ask what for is very, very good. And so I'm highlighting it because it is something that I think I don't want to say it was like a no-no at previous tables of mine, but I think it was something that people were afraid to do because, you know, it breaks the moment. It does break the pacing a little bit, but I think that it can really help make sure that you stay in a good moment where everyone's happy.
Are you unfortunately, your form here is incorporeal. There is no blood flow from your current body.
Well,
I
back
just
in
want to see if she's a
Vasselheim there
vampire.
Back in Vasselheim, there is, yes. But she's.
Like Grog, maybe?
is. Grog, do you
What was
get
that
any
question? Sorry.
ideas watching her do that?
Yeah, I'll fucking bite into the meat of my hand because I see what she's trying to do.
Okay.
Just
She's gonna.
What's wrong with you?
a little. Oh no, some nice type AB right here on tap.
She turns her head curiously and looks disgusted and disturbed by this display.
No,
Very confused.
clean blood. Feel yourself, Tim.
All right,
I know not which madness is taking you.
we're making asses of ourselves.
Get us out of here.
We're making
Please,
asses of ourselves.
please, I implore you, just open these gates. Let me fare for my own fate.
Yes, the answer to that is no.
I think we should.
I will be back. I'm going to go creep
She-
up the stairs.
You please.
I can't pick a lock. I mean, I can try.
I'm moving towards those stairs. I'm moving to the stairs.
Okay, Vax walks towards the stairs. The rest of you guys.
Doors and old people.
Quiet, please.
I'm gonna act like I'm trying to pick the lock
Rogue at
to
work.
help her, but I'm really gonna not try. It's
Performance check, the rare performance check, or deception, or sleight of hand. I'd allow any of those, but in my brain, this is performance all the way, baby. Let's go.
putting on a show for her.
Okay,
this is
as
a really difficult
okay,
lock.
as you're going for the lock, she kind of rushes up and like helps you with it. It's like holding. It's like yes, just like that. All right.
And then
You
what?
turn it this way. You
Yeah.
put the.
And
you don't even
I
have proper
snapped the
tools
thing.
for this.
I snapped the thing into the lock. Oh no! I knew I shouldn't.
Foolish girl!
I just don't know what I'm doing. But
no!
someone who does.
Make a perception check.
Oh
Perception.
no!
Perception?
I just
Yes.
don't know.
Okay, she's gonna turn into something.
Oh, that's really good.
It's good.
Okay. 26.
26. When she went up
26.
and grabbed the lock with you, you only, her hands grabbed the lock. You only felt one hand.
Oh my god, it's Ripley! Oh my god, it's Ripley! Sorry.
What?
You're not there.
I'm saying that as Marisha, not as Keelan. I'm saying that as a person.
The worst.
I'm sorry.
But anyway,
No! No, I mean, I don't, come on, that's a cool thingy. Dude, I would have never gotten that it was Ripley. That's crazy. That's wild. But also, like, look, that is you having a good moment. Don't put her down for it. Just be like, like you just stay silent as a DM. You don't go, you're not there. Yeah, it's a great moment for the note taker. Just let her have a good moment. That's awesome. I love when Marisha's note-taking proficiency shows up. It shows how everyone is invested. Oh, fuck yeah. Like, that is an amazing moment as a DM. Yes, it is. It is, like, an outburst. It's a meta thing. But you just, as a DM, you're like, what? I don't know. I didn't... Is it? Oh, man, that's weird. I don't know. That's crazy. I mean, you're not, like, there, but, like, I don't know. like you don't like put them down for it. I get it, especially we've talked about how Matt is still, I think, sensitive about the metagaming stuff since Orion's departure. But like that's an awesome moment of like someone be like, woo! Like that's the best. That's great. That's a very understandable as an outburst. Yeah, and good to clarify that it wasn't in character, but past that, no problem. Exactly. Like I think that's awesome. Mostly. Marisha is great at piecing things together. I swear she put expertise into it. I wasn't watching C1 live ever. Did Marisha get a lot of shit for this metagaming moment? I don't know. And I bet that she probably didn't. Maybe she did. I could see it having happened. But I think that Matt's probably just sensitive about it, because I can't, that it seems even that little bit seems a bit out of character for Matt. So I think he's just sensitive about the metagaming stuff. Yeah, I do think Matt gets a lot better the further removed he is from Orion's departure. Unfortunately, yes. I mean, to be clear, I know she gets shit for everything. I think John was asking about this particular moment. But Dorian, you're saying that she unfortunately did get a lot of shit for that? That sucks. I wanted to assume that she didn't, because again, I think it's a totally fine thing to like get excited about that and to have that outburst at the table. Like that is like a desirable moment for a DM. Yeah, it's metagaming, but with like the biggest air quotes I could ever put on it, because you're invested and they're excited and they've gotten one of your twists. Like maybe it would have been the tiniest. I don't know. I don't even think it would have been better if she had like done it as Keyleth, because she couldn't have done it as Keyleth. She would have just had to keep her trap shut, which would have sucked. So yeah, no, I love that. I was worried if fans took Matt's disappointment as a green light to go after Marisha, which I think that's the main, thing about that disappointment is like it implies it's something bad, but it's not. But in this case, I'm sure her critics felt like Matt sanctioned their reactions. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah. Not metagaming, if not in character. Yeah, like Keyleth isn't doing anything, and Marisha did like immediately clarify that of like, this is not as Keyleth, this is as Marisha, whatever. It was probably one of the most harped on moments. Really? Oh, that sucks. That really, really sucks. Cause like, it is like the opposite of what I would harp on. Like if we're talking about like bad player behavior, like that is like actively desirable to have someone that is like that invested, that they get that excited and that emotional about your game. Like there are other ways where that could have been bad, but it's also we got to keep in mind, I got to add the asterisk to my statements. I'm very okay with metagaming at my tables. We've talked about this. My players are great at staying in character and like not using meta knowledge and sometimes directly acting against meta knowledge. So I have a big bias in there of like this moment is like a goal for me because I don't care about the meta implications, and that just shows incredible levels of investment. So I guess take that for what it's worth, but this is an overall like, oh my god, like achievement highlight at one of my tables. I'm looking at Dallason's face now. He seems to be simultaneously amused and struggling to keep Percy silent. Yeah, true. Percy doesn't know yet.
Wow.
Sure,
You don't know.
anything.
You don't know shit.
We are going to leave it there.
Oh, perfect! Perfect timing on Matt, though. Absolutely ideal place to leave off the session. Are you kidding me, dude? Come on. That's the best. That is the best place to end the session. That's great. Dun. Bring. Because like this is the perfect cut between like a cliffhanger but also not leaving them to where that cliffhanger's boring, right? Like again, I'm always going to bring up the Bahir fight because I think it's the best example of something that was a cliffhanger, but then we got back into it and it was immediately boring because we were just like fighting a blob of hit points because we lost all the characterization of the Bahir. This is like the opposite of that, where we leave on this massive cliffhanger of like, it's Ripley, dun dun dun. But we are right about to jump into the interesting bit. And they will be asking Matt about what they can do. They'll be having off-table conversations about like plans and like where are we going to go next and like thinking through, referencing our notes. What do we know about Ripley so that us as players are refreshed on this crazy idea and moment. So, ideal place to cut the session. Absolutely ideal. Fantastic. I thought the dun was the Law and Order. Oh, also could be the Law and Order. The gong gong. Yeah. I always do it with the G, but I can see it with the D. Dong dong. It's amazing cut because the players know and the characters don't. Exactly. And like they will then go and formulate plans. They still have to ask Matt stuff at the table. They have to clarify things with the setting. But the moment that they enter the session, Matt has given them something to interact with. They're not just standing in the dungeon with like a couple of options being like, where do we go? It is, there's a thing in front of you, interact with it. Which is an amazing place to start a session. Amazing place. Lol, it could have been Law and Order, yeah. I could see it either way. I could see it. Oh, man. Perfect ending. Perfect ending. Yeah, really unfortunate that, again, something that I view as a positive player behavior is, she's getting gonna get shit on for it, but yeah, it can't change the past, unfortunately. In retrospect, I was surprised Matt didn't whisper the one-handed observation to Laura. Yeah, it's so interesting with, like, the introduction of Whispers. Whispers was one of the things that had, like, escaped Critical Role for me, like, as a general concept. And since their introduction, I have seen very few of them. He did, like, two or three, and then, like, It hasn't done them since. So kind of interesting. Yeah. I don't know. And I think I've heard that they're maybe more prevalent in C2. I don't know. Kind of, like I said, kind of interesting. Let me go back to Just Cam. Hello. Okay. Yeah, I mean, fuck, sometimes the streams are just short, dude. If there's just not a lot to talk about, shorter conversation lengths, that'll just happen. That'll happen to you. So, Mega, we still have we still have post-session timestamps. Thank you for reminding me, John. John is so right. 34:05. Oh, right here. Yeah. To 35:28. What's up? Yeah. Talking about the bird dog. I totally forgot.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, who's Ripley?
Oh my god.
They mostly come out at night. Mostly.
Ashley, we're gonna have to tell you so much.
Oh my
That's
god.
so funny.
All right.
I'll try to catch up too.
So now Whitestone Castle has
Oh
been
my
infiltrated. The real path to the seeming end is on. We will continue this next week
Wait,
Thursday.
we're stopping?
Stopping.
You gotta go to sleep.
Yeah, you
We're
have.
gonna get picked up
have
at like an
work
hour.
in the morning.
Yeah, when do you have to be on set, Ashley?
My pickup is at 5 a.m.
Oh my god,
So-
Ashley.
So what time is it there right now?
It's 2 a.m. there.
It's almost 2.
Ashley.
Ashley,
Go
well,
take nappies.
see, that's
Wow.
a true friend player right there. Guys.
It's just pickups, right?
I know.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, thank you, Ashley, for joining us. Thank.
A true friend player? Is that a nicer word for guest player? Is Matt not wanting to call her a guest player, so they've switched it out for friend player? I get it. Oh my god, dude, that's crazy. Ashley is a ride or die.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate
Ashley,
it.
we love you.
Love you so much.
Love you guys so much.
We love you, Ashley.
Let us-
Please
let-
come back next week.
Yeah, let us know if you can make next week, please.
Alright.
Bye.
Bye, darling.
An astral connection hold.
Yeah.
Astral connection hold.
I know. Hopefully.
Have a good night.
Love
Good
you
luck.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Mwah.
And to you guys, thank you so much for coming and watching our craziness every week. Once again, blown away by all the generosity of all the critters and Team Human folk from our Critmas last week. That episode will be up.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That's wild. Oh my goodness. I forgot she was also in a different time zone. Yeah, like fucking LA to, or I'm assuming they're in LA, right? Yeah, because they had the whole charity was I think an LA charity, and she's in New York, so that's what, a 3-hour difference, 4 hour, because Eastern to Pacific, at least 3 hours. That's crazy. That's wild. They film in LA and she's in NYC at the time. Yeah, 3 hours. Damn. So it's 11 for them. I mean, I guess if they start at, I mean, what was this? This was 3.5 hours. So they would have started at what? 6? No, not 6:30. I can do math. 7:30. Nice. They're in Burbank. Gotcha. 7 p.m. PST. Got it. I always love having sessions so long and great you don't realize it's almost 2 a.m. Yeah, that's a good time. Oh man. Well, yeah, that was good. Thank you for reminding me of the post session. If we ever, even if not just John, assume that there probably are post session timestamps on Wednesdays. And if I duck out before that, it is because I have forgotten. I am never choosing to skip those timestamps. So always remind me if you are anyone in chat. Like, don't forget the post-session timestamps. We're not going to have them obviously on Mondays because that's just the first half. But on Wednesdays and for full episode Fridays, we'll always have them. There are 100% always post-session timestamps. Yeah, okay. That's what I figured. So always chat, feel free to remind me if I stop right at the end that I need to keep going because I've forgotten. But damn, no, good session. Good session. overall, I mean, good stream, but good episode. Episode 32 was a banger. Especially like episode 31 was, I'm glad that it was on a full episode Friday so I could get it all at once. And there were a lot of amazing moments, but episode 32 was just solid. It was just like rock solid. From like everything that I think Critical Role does well and Matt does well. So yeah, I'm loving that. Okay. So yeah, next time it'll be next week. Oh, dude, that's going to be great. Next week is going to be it looks like it's a part 1 and a part 2. So we'll have parts, we'll have the part 1 on Monday and Wednesday, and then full episode Friday will be the part 2. That's sick. Okay. Especially this early, there's almost always something worth seeing in the post. Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Cool. Well, I think that'll be it. So yeah, Monday will be the next Critical Role. I think, again, I don't know how long it'll be. I think there's going to be some sort of members only stream this weekend. Even if it's just like, just hopping on and chatting for an hour or something. But beyond that, I think I will look forward to seeing you all on Monday. Like I said at the beginning, oh my gosh, I didn't do comment review. Ah, man, I shouldn't have saved it for the end. I meant to do it at the beginning. But someone else in the comments made mention of the fact that they also have one of their players do the music. So let me go to comments. Matt Mercer's aggressive pacing. Let's go. And it's the only comment. So congratulations to the only comment. You get comment review. On music, I let one of my players pick the music. It's a huge weight off my back. I do like finding music, but he has a great library. He's really good at getting the right song for most things. People said it at the time in chat. Obviously there's another person saying in the comments. So it is going to have to be something I look at for the future. I've never even considered having one of my players like choose the music because I am like very much not a music guy. So this is going to be something that I really consider from now on for like Blades and for everything. Meg is going to get in the comments. 2 hours, 1 minute first half. Oh, holy. Okay, cool. So it's a long one. That's fine. That'll be on Monday. And that's the way of it now. I'm assuming there's probably going to be some manner of combat in there, so it'll probably go a little bit faster. But if there ain't, there ain't. Cool. Okay. So yeah, over the weekend, gonna fix the Minecraft server, put out version 0.7 of the Unseen Servant, and maybe I can't guarantee this, but maybe a bit of a teaser for Unshot 1. Maybe. We'll see. But that I think will be. Oh, and I'm gonna do the version 4 of Vox Machina Bingo. So we will have that to do on Monday. Good time today. That's not always. Thank you, AKL. Have a good night, morning, everybody. Yep, I agree. Have a good night. I will see you all next week. Goodbye.